1080 for the cam?
Look at all of the extra later. We don't have time to search the features now. Yeah, hey folks.
Hey y'all.
Yeah, we're back.
Come on. I believe
yeah,
in you.
we're trying to figure out some discussions about where Isildur's daddy, our good sir Elendil, is on the timeline. And we're trying to figure out
John Noble. His real name is John Noble. Hold on, let me look up John Noble. Because I was like Walter Bishop in Lord of the Rings.
The older actor.
Mm-hmm.
That's his name. But yeah, pop a picture up for me, please, por favor.
Let me see. Oh, wait, was he? That's gonna bother me. Hold on. He's Australian?
Look, have you not met Wolverine?
That's not the point.
Sometimes you can't tell where they're from.
Let's see. Make sure I pick the right screen because I got 40 of them. No. Hey. Lady V, I saw you in the chat earlier. What's going on? And add to the stage. There we go. See?
Denethor?
So that's not him.
That's Denethor. That's not Elendil.
Okay. So who?
No, Denethor is from the line of stewards. That's Faramir and Boromir's daddy.
So what was this? Hold on. Because he was in Lord of the Rings, right? Or was he not?
He was only in that beginning clip where Elrond's talking about I was there, Gandalf, 3,000 years ago.
This dude?
And when you remember the line where they show what I think the line that Galadriel says in the movie is Isildur, son of the king, picked up his father's sword. The old man, his father, that Sauron had just killed there. That's yes.
That's my man. Sorry.
That's who they're talking about.
I see.
So yeah, it'll be a few hundred years before it gets to that battle, but you got to remember the Numenorians, they live that long.
That's what I was thinking, because I'm like, wait, was this character actually in there and I missed it? Because that's my man.
Yeah, he didn't play the older version of himself, but
this man in and out of his role is fine.
I agree. He does have a very handsome face. And what I will say, literally just for his character alone, I am glad that we got to see back this far with him, because I fully see now why he got to that position.
I enjoyed that. That's what I'm trying to figure out, like, who I watch, because I haven't seen the actual Lord of the Rings movies in a very long time, because it's a lot to watch.
I watch them at least once a year.
I don't. Mm-hmm. I need to, especially now.
I didn't do it last year. But I do want to try to do it this year. Actually, I might add in the extended versions also, because I'm extra with my nerdiness. I might add in the Hobbits, and then
I've never seen the Hobbit
full rewatch. Really, there's a lot of things I could say. I do agree that some parts of it were lacking and could have been done better, but I still enjoyed them.
Oh, yes, I do, Luke. You're correct.
Mm-hmm.
You're absolutely
And yes,
right.
let me pop back over here to the folks.
You're right.
Lady B, hey. Luke, what's going on, bruv? Good to see you.
Indeed.
Amy L, hello. Mother of the realm, mother own.
Indeed.
What is going on? Thank you for joining us, everyone.
All right. Woo. Indubitably.
Yes. And I still didn't find my damn notes.
Listen, that's why I got my video up. Between Penguin, Agatha, me starting Avatar season 3, and I still have to finish all of my K-dramas. They're just so long that I know I have to sit here. And when I sit here long enough, I watch one episode and I play the game. So it's it's a problem.
Look, it be like that sometimes, man.
I'm so excited for Veilguard. Like, I don't know what to do with my spirit.
All right, episode 5. Nope, that's 1 and 2. I don't need 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Stop, computer. Stop playing with me.
No.
Okay, there you are. I was about to be very upset.
At least we got the what's the thing called, notification for you going live. I'm like, oh, shut your mouth.
Oh yeah, okay. So I guess I did enough to appease the YouTube algorithm, and they had some empathy for me for last week.
Listen, and last month was a good month for me. It was a good month with all these good shows. I'm just
indeed, and these shows are good. These shows are very good.
Really good. Even a lot of people who hated season 1 of Lord of the Rings or Ring of Power loved season 2. So I'm like, I loved season 1 and I really love season 2. That's where I am.
Yeah, I think I'm right there with you. Especially for, and we'll get into it once we start getting into the episodes, but our good queen, first of her name, ever may she reign.
Makes me want to fight.
I already liked her, but now I'm down for this. Okay, look, I pledge my sword to your house.
I want to assault people
because Uncle, not Uncle. What the hell? What did I call him? Hold on. I put some name for him in my notes.
Come on, Farazan.
Cousin Evil Eyebrows. Because you notice how his eyebrows are cut now.
Well, here's
like the classic cartoon of angry eyebrows.
He's getting more and more disheveled because season 1 he was coiffed. I was like, that's my man with the hair.
That's what I'm saying.
At the beginning of season 2, his hair was like coiffed, and then he got crazy. Now he got crazy hair. You're no longer cute.
And now, right, like everything that's dirty and horrible that we find out about him on the inside is fully showing through now in the physical. Like he was able to hide it before, but the little tiny beam of power, the moment he pulled the rug out and said, "Ha, that's your bitch," that's when he started looking fucked up. So I'm very eager to know exactly what is going to happen to him in his downfall. I know a little bit of the lore.
Me too.
That I believe he's not gonna get got this season, or probably even not next season.
Question: how many seasons did they say we're getting of Ring of Power?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I want to say 4, but I truly don't remember what the original number was. But I do see the breadcrumbs and where it goes from the few things I've read in the appendices, and I'm looking forward to seeing the journey.
5 plans.
What we got? 5. Brilliant. I think they can do the whole story justice in 5 seasons.
Me too.
Yeah. Indeed. All right. Sorry. Oh, damn it. Okay. Thought I forgot my rum, but I didn't. It's right here on the table. All right, so episode 5, we start out with our dwarf brethren, and Durin doesn't agree with his dad right now because the sunlight is an issue; it's still gone, and the stone singers, the mountain isn't telling them where to go, and I feel like that in itself is a red flag to where everybody should have been like, "Hold on, do we like?" Maybe just not to need to be here no more.
Like something's going on. But what happened?
But that's not what happens, and the wall that he's telling the dwellers to go dig into is a foundation wall. And I don't know what y'all know about houses or building in general, but there are certain posts. That's why, like, when you have a contractor and they're going around trying to find, like, they have a stud finder, they're trying to find where the hold up, that huge wooden post that is actually holding the weight of the foundation around everything else. That's what you're not supposed to like dig into, and that's what the king is telling them to dig into. And I'll give a high five to what's our the hand's name for the doors, Narvi.
No idea.
I think it is.
No clue.
I will give him a high five because he sees the schismisms. And Durin, Durin the younger, he's there too, and he's trying to tell his pops like, "Hey, Dad, do you maybe not want to do this?" And of course, Durin the elder, he don't give a fuck. He's not gonna listen. He digs into the wall, and eventually they do find the light. But gold star to Narvi because he also knows that's a foundation wall, and he yells down the tunnel like, "Hey, y'all, great job today. You're doing great. Why don't y'all go ahead and cut out? You done. Nah. I got you. Okay. I'll make sure the paycheck is still 8 hours. I got you. But y'all go ahead and get out." Then they like, "Well, shit, you don't gotta tell us twice. We're gonna roll out." And that's when the king really started going in. And did it work? Yeah. But will there be consequences to come? Yeah. This is and we've seen the Lord of the Rings. We know what happens at Moria. So this is like the precursor to the precursor of what's happened. But we leave our doors there for now, and we get back to Celebrimbor at how do you pronounce that? Eregion. Thank you.
It reminds me of a spice.
And
I can't remember which one, but that's how
oregano.
There you go.
An herb.
That's what it reminds me of. That's why I be like oregano.
Damn it! That's gonna be stuck in my head now. I'm probably gonna call it oregano from now on. Damn it!
You're welcome.
Hey, Helena. Hey, Helena. Hey, Chantal. So, we see here also another cool thing that we know from the original story: the actual gate. This is the gate that's being given as a gift for the generous portions of mithril that were put into helping to carve those rings. And it's cool that they did that. I like it. And we know that it's going to go up on the western part of the mountain. And we don't stay there too long. Sauron was trying to be a little bit of a sad boy.
Yeah, he was trying to be like, oh my god, he's gonna be pout.
Right.
There.
And the thing is, Celebrimbor, he saw that. And he did call him on it. Yeah. But then he just very quickly forgot that red flag that maybe you should be paying attention to, sir.
He was so involved in everybody, admiring in his greatness that I feel so bad for him, because you just wanted to be great so badly that you let this man slither and wither his way all up into your situations. And now he's stomping his feet because you're not doing what he wants you to do when he wants you to do it. And he was like, this man takes too long to get my fucking rings. I said my fucking rings. This is the thing, though.
Celebrimbor, he didn't need to be making these rings to be famous.
Nope.
He was already famous.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Sauron was there. He already knew the skills.
So funny. Oh,
I don't understand why you needed to get so much more praise, Celebrimbor. Your name was already in history.
Okay, so no, this is not the episode where he had the upgraded wig. It might have been. I'm looking at it and it's trash. So it might be episode 6 where he got to turn around.
It might be 6.
This is a trash ass wig. I got a freeze frame. Trash.
Hey, Corinne.
Trash.
Oh man. Yes. Thank you, everyone. And also, I forgot while me and Meeks were talking backstage, I had just come over from Natalie Lawyer Chick's channel. Shout out, Natalie. If you're into watching like court cases and hearing stuff broken down by actual lawyers, go check her channel out. She's kind of awesome. And from Sauron being a pouty boy, like, oh, no one's giving me praises right now. Just Celebrimbor. I feel like he's old enough to where he should see. By now, he should actually be seeing what's going down. But it's just gonna get worse. But before the worst starts,
so bad, we
head back over to evil.
You see my face. I was like,
this dude is talking to his son. He's looking out. He's holding the scepter, and you can see the change in him already. Like, it's immediate that he starts just having this dark presence about him. And his son's sitting there talking, and he starts telling this story about how, you can only stand in this spot and see that far over to the lands where the gods live. I forget what it's called, where Manwë and all them hang out.
Valor? It's not that.
The Valor is what they are. What their lands are is what I'm forgetting.
But he's the same place that the elves go, right?
Yes.
Okay.
When at the beginning when Galadriel was on the boat, that's where they were going.
So he wants to go there?
Yes, that's his beef. He's looking at that and he says, I think the elves, when they built this place, they did it on purpose because they want us to always be envious about them over there living and being immortal, and they don't ever have to die, and we do.
Sir, that's a you problem.
And his son's looking at him like, what the
His son is like,
how the fuck did we get to this part of the conversation?
Dad, how are we gonna punish the people? I was talking about downstairs. He's like,
but Dad, you're in charge. You have the scepter now.
Yeah.
What do you mean about time and dying. And this is all that propaganda that has really been stirring and underlying for quite some time in Numenor. That why they broke their association with the elves so much, because they became jealous. They coveted immortality, which the elves have unless they're killed, and they don't like that. But they're also forgetting. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Because I just had a question.
Say what they're all of those people that are like that. They're forgetting that you assholes wouldn't even be here if they hadn't given you this awesome ass rock to live on. They passed on how many skills. You know, one wipe around and wasn't gonna do it.
I just smeared whatever was on there. Smeared it real good. But because I was confused, because he didn't have any of these like worries or really pertinent ambitions for going over there until he touched the Plantier, right?
No, like he hadn't touched it by then. He was already interested in this stuff. Okay, him getting that scepter, that is what now. No, that was like his first goal. I think. I thought when he first saw it, he just looked at it.
I thought he looked at it to touch it. That's what I thought, because I thought he touched it. Then
They didn't show him touch it that time, though. It wasn't until I want to say the end of ep6, around there, that he went in there and did it after her trial.
I just assumed that he touched it, and that's why he was like, "Oh, we got to do A, B, C." Like, "Oh yeah, we got to get over there." I thought that's why he was now focused on it as a way, because we can get over there, because he saw it through the Plantier. That's what I thought.
Okay. If that's what it was, then I'm hoping they give us a flashback scene. Yeah, because I don't believe they said anything. He said they're descended from the same line as Elrond too. Yes. And that's exactly why everyone in Elrond's bloodline, they get to choose whether they're going to stay on the human side, which then they would have the longer years like Numenorians, or they would be full on immortal unless they're killed like Elrond and the other elves. What's going on, JD? Always good to see you, bruv. Okay. Hey, Casey, what's going on, sis?
Hey, y'all. It's kind of clean. It's kind of clean now. I still have a spot like right there, but I'm not doing it again.
Sometimes, I don't know, for y'all that don't wear glasses, man, it's so annoying having to keep these things clean sometimes. Punk Rock Pollyanna, welcome. You know, she said gummy just hit. I appreciate that. You know what? Salud. You can't see me, but I'm taking a sip for that one. Congrats.
I'm just saying, yes, ma'am.
And you didn't need to tell us, but that's okay. I appreciate knowing that. Put the funds. Yes. I am working on that. Shut up, Meeks. Okay. I haven't
said a thing.
I am so sorry. Lies.
You broke your glasses, sir. The way I wouldn't even be here right now if I broke my glasses.
Young man. See, JD, and you know what? Yes, you can absolutely break your glasses while cleaning, because them things are absurd sometimes.
You want me to tell you a story real quick? This is back when my poorest days.
Sidebar a la Meeks.
When I was living in this room on campus that had bed bugs, I had no money, and I slept on a mattress on the floor, and I had my laptop on my bed, my little mattress on the floor, and I went to get up, and my knee slipped, and I bashed my face into my computer and broke my glasses. Ooh. The lens popped right out. So you know what I did for 6 months?
Tape
that whole bitch up. I taped it all the way up. So I had one whole taped eye. And mind you, I hit my face so hard, I gave myself a black eye. So I had to explain that. My mother laughed so hard. I was like, thanks, Mom. Thanks. She was like, you mean to tell me? I was like, yes, my knee slid. And it went, wham! I was just like, all right.
Yeah, it happens, man. Hey, Maker, what's going on, homie?
Poor ass kept that. And that was the ones that I went to sleep on the bus and the lens fell out. And then I was like, I'm lost.
It fell out. Oh, damn. I would be upset on that one.
There was nothing I could do.
You know what? Yeah. I used to get contacts also, but I just haven't had the means over the past couple years.
I don't like contacts because I ran, once again,
do they bother your eyes?
No, I ran out of money and I couldn't get them anymore because they were like $80, and that was too much for me at the time, making $780. an hour.
I know that. Yep.
So I kept 2 weekers in for 6 months. And I don't mean I took them out and put, no, they were in my eyes for 6 months straight.
I've done that before.
And I've just used eye drops.
Doctors don't recommend it, and again, for disclaimers, we don't recommend that either.
No, don't do that.
But I definitely have done that.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I did that, and I finally took them out. They crumbled into pieces in my hands when I was able to get them out of my eye. See,
and I can't we definitely are both lucky that they didn't, break apart and disintegrate in socket. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the reason why I wear Googles.
Understandable.
But yeah, that's what happened. So I understand breaking glasses.
I will look into that because
I do
definitely need some new frames.
And Zooglam or something like that. Something like that. Yeah. The best thing ever. It's bad because now I have a little bit of money. So I bought like 5 pairs and they were all together like $150. With
a good deal.
Lenses and everything. So because I wanted to have glasses that I can change and be cute. But I just wear the same ones and then they break, I switch.
What's her name? The girl Ashley Page. She does glasses like that. If y'all never heard of her, please go watch her. And if the phrase some time ago sounds familiar, that's who I'm talking about. She always has different glasses on. Yeah, it wasn't enough for me when I was certain and deal.
Yeah, the stupid ass. Sorry, stupid because he's stupid. Not. I have him on my screen. Cousin eyebrows. Farazan. Is that his real name?
I think so. I don't remember.
Okay, because I've been alternating between Faison and Farazan.
It's something that sounds like that. That much I can confirm. I just don't remember the exact pronunciation.
Because he was like R. Farazan. I was like, his name will be Farazan today. I don't even know if that's right. That's what he is. But him and his son, I can't stand. And that story he told about his mom, and he was like, if you want to know what she said,
bro, dude. The in the Lord of the Rings and everything that I've seen, all of the film media, Denethor was the #1 worst dad on the list. This little asshole here beats him by leagues. This boy is trying to actually, trying to raise you up a little bit. Say, hey, we can get started on all these things that we want and blah, 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 blah. And he's like, and he shuts all of that down and just looks at him like, your mama told me that you was going to die in like a real horrible way.
She said that. She did.
And he just said it so nonchalantly, and his son's looking like, well, did she say anything else? You know what? She did, but your performance evaluation is coming up, and I gotta see like how you gonna handle these couple things first. I mean, if you do what needs to be done, then maybe I might tell you later. But right now, like, bruh,
the way I would have just stared at him,
the ridiculousness. Like, I really don't understand why he is so power hungry. Because, like, bro, not only were you already a noble in their society, but you're literally related to the crown. You already had power.
You're in the castle, sir. You're in the castle.
You literally live in the castle. I mean, for all intents and purposes, he was the hand. You held sway over the people. They saw you as an honest dude. Yes. And now you're involved in all of this trickery and fucksery, and for what? For what though? Nothing was being stolen from you. Nothing was being taken from you.
For what? I kept asking that the entire time. For what? Oh man, you got Interview the Vampire in the corner, right?
Huh? Oh shit. I
looked at that. So why is he there? Looking at him peeking through the curtain.
Whoopsie. I totally forgot to change that. Where are you?
I cannot stand it. But I mean, he's a good bad guy. He's a good bad guy with a good natural beard. That's his beard, by the way. And I think you can tell that the actor himself, when he is talking about the motives of the Farazan, he is so convincing. Because I was watching an interview with him, the Queen, And,
Thank you, Elena.
I can't remember who the other two people on it. It was like a group of 4 actors, main actors from there. And he was talking about it, and she was like, this is the reason why he is where he is, because look how he's talking. He's convincing everybody to be on his side. I am the queen. I was like, if I didn't know he was trash, I would have followed him. But I know you're trash, sir. I know you're trash. Garbage. I know. So
yeah. Hot.
That's what I was
garbage.
confused on, Helena. I was like, so it didn't matter who switched what. That was going to happen regardless. Like
that was already set.
The Plantier included all of the shenanigans. Like, this is what the end is going to be for you. This is what you're going to see. And so what he's going to see is his end. So that shows them their direct end, not like what's going on with everybody else, just for you. Right. Okay. That makes sense to me. Because I was like, so when he looked at it, he saw something different, and he wasn't like, oh my gosh, I got to stop this. He was like, ooh, look at those shiny balls. Like, what? Because she saw the wave, and she was like, oh no. Did Elendil, he already touched it, right?
Elendil?
I think he touched it in the previous episode, because I remember seeing something on a horse, but I can't remember if it was 3 or 2.
It was. I don't remember what episode it was. They do talk about it. I want to say it's in the next episode. I have a note for that. Because
I'm like, so that's what he saw when he touched it. So that was his end. And I was like, okay.
And given what it is, I won't say it until we get to that scene, but given what it is, it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. He saw himself where he was.
Exactly. That's what I was a little confused. I'm like, so if the ball is showing what's happened in Numenor, then everybody should see the wave that she saw, and they should be panicking, right? No. That makes me sadder for her.
Yeah. Because she really was in here, and she does say herself, she did turn away from the path. But once she saw that vision and started putting in work to try to actually get back to where some good could happen to hopefully divert that, she's been all in, down for the cause. And I think maybe sometimes she shouldn't have played some things as close to her chest as she did. But she's dealing with the cards that she has now. Yeah, honestly, especially since she can't see shit. Yeah, exactly. That's very hard to get around doing. So, let's see. After Cousin Eyebrows and his bullshit talk with the son, we get to the Queen and Elendil, and he's telling her, we absolutely can fight this. Like, you know it's still people out there talking your name, right? You got a following. Like, we have the people, we have the bodies. If it comes to it, we can do this. I was saying the exact same damn thing. It needs to be nasty. Like, can you at least kiss or something? Because if at any point in time during the story so far, motherfuckers that need some stress relief is these two. Down. Can y'all just go ahead and get it in? Please, so we can put that extra energy to someplace else, because y'all know shit's about to pop off. I would have did it when we were back in the Middle Earth, girl. In the damn forest. Right. Oh my God, come here. You don't look. It may sound bad, and I don't mean it to be anything ableist, but you don't need your eyes to do that. No, but I'm going to touch it all. It's Braille, baby. I gotta read. Oh goodness. I'm like, listen, I don't know if it's on purpose that they have this sexual tension, but the tension is thick. It's super. I want to say that it is, but if it isn't, I still like seeing the journey. Sometimes the back and forth, the will they, won't they, is what's in the most enjoyable about the relationship. And I like where they are right now. I think they should be more, but I still like where they are. But in this, go ahead. No, and I think the daughter is looking like, every time they're together, she's like, and she comes in the next scene after this, because once he says that, you still have a following, she says, okay, I understand that. However, but sometimes winning doesn't need to be the goal. sometimes maybe just staying the course and being the calm in the storm is the better route. And he wants to fight, but he follows his queen. He takes that order. And when he gets back outside and down to the marketplace or whatever, we see a lot of his men. I don't think all of them were, but a lot of them were. And everybody, obviously, he's one of the most famous captains they have there. They all recognize who he is. They respect him.
Oh, no. It was all
and
of
he
them.
asks.
Because
okay, so it was all of them in the line.
Said he had anybody who was serving under him or for the former queen to turn in their weapons.
Right. That's what he's greeted with after. He said, if any of y'all aren't supporting my father, the king, as he is now, then you can't be on our fleets. You are basically, they take away their citizenship status is what they're doing. And if they bend the knee though, then you can still stay. And every last one of them chose to just turn in their uniforms and swords. And he comes down, he talks to Valandir, and he finds out what is happening there. And he's like,
trash.
Okay. And his daughter comes up and starts trying to be on some bullshit. And he just looks at her. Actually, no, I think this was a little bit before he got to where the line was. He looks at her like, young lady, I want you to make sure that you know that you are in this deep ass ocean with bullshit people right now. I hope you are planting your feet firmly, because you don't know how deep this goes, and you're probably gonna waver at some point in time. So hold fast.
Like, what do you
want?
And
she thought it was gonna be just some great gotcha. That she went up and said, I have a high place with the new king. You have a high place with the new king, but me and all of my men are being stripped of our service. And you think this is a good thing. You don't see anything wrong with that.
I hate her so much.
And I want to punch her in the face so hard, because I don't get how she sees it. And she's saying all of this. And when he calls her out, she said, don't reduce what I'm doing to something as petty as wanting to grow and reach a better station. But that's what it is. She's fooling herself if she thinks that she's doing this for her brother. Your brother wouldn't want this.
Your brother was trying to get out. He wanted to go explore. Get out of here, girl. I can't.
Dead or not, he would. This isn't the way. It doesn't matter. Now we know he's going to make his way back there at some point in time, because we know he's still alive. She doesn't, but still, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
This is not what you do. So Dad gets Dad shuts her down. He turns in his sword, and Kemen, the freaking dumbass son of Evil Eyebrow, he starts trying to pop off and talk shit. And you can tell Elendil wants to say something.
I would have cut his.
You can tell.
I would have fucking cut him.
He wants to not even just say something, but no, he wants to dislocate this man's jaw, and he has every right to be. If it was me, I would say, go and do it. I ain't gonna tell. I bet you didn't. None of us in this line see shit.
I wouldn't even hit him. I'd be like, your mama didn't love you, right? Because I know it hurts your feelings. I know your mama didn't love you.
Oh man. So he just smiles, because he tells Elendil, like, you're not anybody's captain. And the reason that he had to say that was because Valandir was there, and he turned around when he saw Cap give up the sword, Captain leaving the deck.
Absolutely.
And all them boys turned around and salute.
Absolutely.
Him and comes in with his jealous fuck shit, because he's a little pussy boy.
Anybody talking
and
to
he's trying to prove his moxie. And Elendil looks at him, smiles, and you're right. I'm no captain. And even still, and this is why I love Valandir and all those men, even still, they were like, thank you, Captain. Captain. Appreciate you, Captain. May the Valar protect you, Captain. Thank you so much for bringing us into your service.
That reminded me of. It's very weird, but it reminded me of the ending credits for Robin Hood Men in Tights. They're like, calling the locksmith, calling the locksmith, calling the locksmith, call the locksmith. We're calling the locksmith. That's what it reminded me of, just going down there. He was just getting madder and madder every time somebody said my captain. I was like, go ahead. Do it. Madder,
not only because they're still defying him and showing that respect, but because he can't get them to stop. That is eating away at his little sad boy feels.
Stop.
He's like, my daddy's in power. My dad's the king. Weren't you guys listening to me?
And your mother doesn't love you and you're a bitch.
That's why your daddy said what he did to you. I don't like the man either, but he called you a bitch, and this is bitch activity.
Oh my God. He's like, I just need you to do one thing right, which means you've never done anything right, which means you're trash.
The fucking disappointment that you are.
Which means he's counting on you to be trash, but he's hoping that you're not, knowing that you're going to be trash. Knowing.
Ridiculousness. He is annoying as fuck.
I hate him. I hate her. The fact that she's trying to use her brother. Like, oh, we could, if you just follow me, we can get a really good job, girl. He's like, nah, I just won't have no job, bitch. Bye.
And bitch,
we're family.
The thing with her dad was already egregious. But then she goes up to the homie, who she already was there when he had to check that motherfucker standing next to you already on business. Talking about Valentine, like, you don't have to do this. I can talk to the king. I have his ear. I can keep you in your commission. And I love Valentine because just so cold-hearted. Looks, you would do that for me? Well, of course, you're one of my oldest friends.
Am I?
It's very clear who your friends are.
Am I?
And homie walks away and puts that shit down and turns around, don't say shit to her. And she has the nerve to look so shooketh that both her daddy and her childhood friend don't give a fuck about her life right now. And I don't blame him. I don't give a damn about her life now either.
I just clicked forward a little bit. This is the episode where he actually walks up in there. And to me, he looks like he touched that bitch. And he looks crazy too. He's not cute no more. Yeah. I'm talking about his dad.
Okay. Yeah. You might, I gotta call that.
Yuck.
You might be right. It did show, like I thought he was about to reach it, but they didn't show us in that time. But that is highly possible. I actually do like that theory because the change was just, it seemed like just boom. In the blink of an eye. He came in with the evil eyebrow.
Man,
so yeah.
So season 1. I need to pull up season 1 him so I can admire him again. My God.
So after that debacle, we go back to Gil-galad, and he gets that bullshit note that Celebrimbor knows damn well he should never have sent. But because Sauron has got him in his fields chasing glory, even though he's already been living glory for the past several decades, he tells the king in this letter that, I'm glad that the rings have been accepted among you and our forge is now turned off and we're being merry with the people. Everyone is happy and we await your next visit. We hope we'll see you soon. Meanwhile, no, this motherfucker forge is still going full on.
Fiery, hot.
Every day. Fire, hot, hammers,
sweaty.
Molding, melting. All
trash.
Of that.
Just trash.
And
I feel so bad, but he wrapped himself up in a blanket of lies.
Yeah.
Let's tell you.
Yeah. And that's why one of Sauron's, titles, he's the deceiver. And I think the name he's going by with them now is Anatar. So they're the Lord of Gifts, but no, it's still Sauron the deceiver. All the fucking way.
Okay, I do have a question. I'm a little confused in this little section here.
The people
with King Elfman. Where was he initially sending the army?
To Mordor. He was trying to take them because that's where he believed Adar still was with the army. I was so
confused. He was like, "Yeah, we got to send the army." I was like, "Girl, send the army where? Send the army? Because listen, I don't think y'all had enough people to even walk into Mordor. Like, did y'all see the number of them orkies? It's a lot of them."
And I feel like that's the hubris. Because they're not counting on one, there being that many in Mordor, but two, he is completely misinterpreting the feelings that he's getting from the ring. Well, no, actually, no, that's a wrong statement. He is acting on the feelings he's getting from the ring, but the ring is telling him to keep the troops home or to get them to Eregion because they're not that far away. Get them there. That's where he's getting the feelings from the ring. His advisor is trying to tell him, are we going to Mordor or not? Like right now is the perfect time to go and invade. And Mordor is a problem, yeah, but the bigger problem is Eregion.
Okay, Helen, yeah, that's what I was a little confused on. I was like, girl, where is y'all sending this to? Because he was like, eventually he was like, oh, we already sent the army. I was like, sent the army to fucking where?
Yeah.
What?
Probably because he's accepted to.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what that's the only thing that makes sense is somehow from that far away, the reach with Sauron is hurting.
And I have another future question, like a Lord of the Rings question. So the 9 rings of men turned all the people into wraiths.
They helped them on their way. Yes.
Okay. So in Lord of the Ring, all them wraiths are technically the
those were the 9 kings. Rings. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I wanted to make sure. Okay.
All of them.
Trash.
Same for the
I'm saying this a lot
in that same scene.
Because I feel like in Rings of Power, we're not going to win anything. Like, we know that we don't win anything, right? This is a story of everybody failing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the bare bones of it, when you think about it, everyone that's trying to pull these power moves and reaching for quote unquote glory, all y'all ain't shit. Like the span of your life doesn't end up to really doing much.
This is just the story of how Sauron took over the world.
or how he tried to take over the world.
That is true, because it was still
with all of the trickery.
Like part 1 was complete. Like we need to just rename this. Sauron.
No. I would say he lost. Yeah, he tried. It didn't work out. Then he tried. The first try was Melkor, and that was Sauron's boss. That failed. This is the second one here. This he's gonna have some battle wins, yeah, but overall this isn't gonna end completely great.
So this is the one that ends with Lord of the Rings, or this?
No, ends... this is way before Lord of the Rings,
and then Lord of the Rings is another retry.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And we see the signs, and it's actually a very good call that Sauron is doing something with him, because if we go back, I believe our next thing is to get back to our dwarves, and we see that there's something going on, and Durin the younger, he's sitting a bit baby. Like, I hear you complaining, I get it, boo, but this is what you said you wanted, though. You said that you wanted these, and Lisa knows herself. I know, I understand, but what he's trying to do seems sketch, and it seems like cheating, because being a stone singer is a big fucking deal. Like you can't just willy-nilly start doing that.
It's my job. I'm
in the way.
You going to exactly for my shit? No.
That.
No.
She's telling him, she's like, look, the shit just doesn't feel right, and I just need you to really be on your P's and Q's with me and look at this shit objectively, because I don't think we're going any place good right now. And she's 100% correct. They need to be wary. And actually, the line that is in my notes for this is, we hear this conversation, then we see even more about the ring and how Dad's been acting. The super moody, going into abuse physically and mentally, emotionally, the way he's been treating Durin right now, and just the greed and everything. And my note says, the dwarves delve too greedily and too deep. And that is a line said by Saruman in, I believe, was it? No, it wasn't Two Towers. It was in the Fellowship of the Ring. And this is where that line comes from. This is the beginning of that. And I think, did she go to the market after this?
She went to the market after that conversation. She went to the market after that conversation, and then after we saw the market thing, we saw the dad being an asshat to the kings, or the other dwarves. Yeah, she dropped that.
Well, those weren't the kings. Yeah, they were the emissaries,
the messengers. Yeah, the messengers to send it back to them.
Yeah, and the deal that he wants is they bought that really they bought that really cool. It looked like a huge marble
that she broke,
and It broke. Yeah. She she talked the dude down in the dealing. And also, yeah, that fucking thing right there, that stall, the guy that was running it, this is how we learn now that the king has a new tax going on. Basically, everything has to be like 100% markup because the king is taking 50 cents on the dollar for every sale they make, which is absurd amount of taxing. Wow. Absolutely ridiculous. But they negotiate, they get it down, and Disa drops it. She runs off trying to catch it, and I feel like this was the mountain actually trying to communicate with her, like, baby, we can't be singing duets right now anymore.
I don't even think it was the mountain.
This is what I'm trying to tell you, because when she goes and finds that thing, she ends up in a place that looks very familiar, if you remember, and that was the pool that the Balrog and Gandalf fell into when they were fighting. At least I think it is. That's my guess. I have not seen that in stone, but it looks like that body of water when they were fighting. So
and the Balrog was like, "Bitch, I'm sleeping."
And the right. Shit. It also looked like she hadn't ever been in that part of the mountain. Because she stopped and looking around like, wait a minute, how the fuck is this? What? Because remember, she's a stone singer. All those tunnels, they're built because the stone is talking to her and her sisters that go through to find the right ways to go. And she's never seen this place. That's concerning.
With the dad having people drill into the foundationals. But I'm just like, ma'am, stop singing to it.
Yeah. Well, no, I think she only did that because the thing had disappeared. So yeah, she was calling it back. But, yeah, and then she felt that that quiver in the water. Right, look, and I already know where that movement right there. I know what trailer that came from.
Yup, hit
it. Yep, we're not doing that. And the roar that came back,
I would have dropped it as well.
Made her drop, and I don't blame her for your reaction. No, that was perfectly an acceptable response. It dropped, and I felt bad because it was a very lovely marble stone. But it was also a gift for her daughter. So yeah. and then been halfway down that tunnel before the fart was even finished. Because absolutely not.
No, thank you.
And I want to say what's in there right now, I don't think is the Balrog. It could be. I also thought it could have been the Watcher.
I don't know who that is.
And remember when they first went in through the doors in Fellowship and that thing came out of the pool because Pippin again does Pippin activities.
You see me? I was like, Pippin.
Yeah,
nigga.
That is also that. It could also be that, but I don't know. I'm spitballing.
Okay.
Just for the connections.
I just.
But yeah, she hightail runs out of there, and she did say, but when Durin came in, he said, "Oh, hold on, Dad, wait a second. I think maybe y'all should not dig there." Because Disa was just over there and she heard and felt something that was very evil and very, very ancient. I don't think we need to be going and digging and waking that thing up all the way.
He was like, shut
And of course, Pops is on the ring mind and he said, Disa don't know better than me. Okay. Yeah, her and her sisters is wrong. Okay. I understand
they love that.
What stone singers used to be. Okay. But
shut up, bitch moment.
I'm doing the things now. She's wrong. Ain't shit down there that I need to worry about. You're not gonna keep me from getting my monies. Little boy.
Dig.
and he completely dismisses Durin again. And it's really sad to see because you could tell Durin very much still loves his pops. I'll let you get into a scene with that a little bit later. But yeah, basically that's where we're at there. The digging. And then we cut back to the forge.
Ciao. Sauron is trash.
Hot garbage.
When I tell you they need to change the name of the series to Ring of Power, Sauron is trash. Because he's like, well, if you won't help me, I'll just do it myself. Oh dear, what does this do? Oh, I dropped.
Let me throw this at the. Oh no! Did y'all see that? What happened?
Oh my gosh! If you were here to help me, I wouldn't have dropped it.
Dude,
why can't you help me?
And all of this extracurricular shit starts happening, and what we find out is, you know, once Celebrimbor grabs hold of the axe that was flying, the hammer actually, that was flying around, we see that it was Merdania, Celebrimbor's right-hand blacksmith, that was wearing his ring and was trying to get the the rings of men started and doing it, but everything kept going wrong. And she comes back out of that spooked as fuck. And he's looking at her because he's peeping. He knows his people. What happened? He's like, I was in this weird ass place. I thought it was here for a second, but there was smoke and mist, and it was dark as fuck. And then this thing that was like made of fire came up and was staring at me, and I didn't like how he was trying to suck my soul into the darkness. And I just lost. I couldn't take off the ring though. I don't know what happened. Red flag number 2 that Celebrimbor is just kind of ignores in this episode.
And if you notice in the background, you'll see Sauron being like
supervising. And he sees he meaning Celebrimbor. He's kind of starting to ask questions there, because these rings were too perfect. There's no way something could be wrong with it. If you got into some weird space like that, then I need to go investigate and see what's going down, because I can't continue making these other rings until we know what the fuck is happening.
Sauron's in back just like...
Right, he was smiling for a second until Celebrimbor said, we need to investigate first. And then he got upset, and once Celebrimbor was out, he starts working on Merdania and tells her some bullshit that she just so quickly believes.
I think you're just seeing the real him on the inside. Something is wrong.
Like, girl, I've been trying to counsel him. I was hoping nobody would notice before I could fix him. You just met this dude a week ago. Is he a doctor? No.
I'd just be like, girl.
Have you seen him possess any healing properties? No. Has Celebrimbor's demeanor been anything but regular since before now?
It's because he's cute. That's literally, she kept trying to snuggle herself up to him. My goodness. And he was like, okay, pet.
Right, okay. Right, because she's useful to him now.
Yeah, she's like, he's like...
It's like, you know what? I'm glad we had this talk. As a matter of fact, I could use your help. Don't say nothing about this to nobody. Like, don't even tell him, okay? Let's keep it between me and you, and we will work together to get him back on track. So now she's not going to worry about the fire monster that she saw, that she should be worrying about. Now she's under the guise that something's wrong with her boss, and she wants to help fix him.
So now she's going to be following around Sauron. Like, what else?
Like, I noticed your wig was just 2 centimeters over to the left.
She was the one that fixed it. Bless her. I'm not mad at that, because her wig is looking nice. So if she did fix his wig, because I need to pull up the next episode so I can see if this episode his wig was fixed. Let me see.
I think it is. Yeah, because this is the end of episode 5. Actually, the very end goes back to we leave Aragian and we go back to
This is episode we got the new wig.
We finish at 5 with Elrond finally making it, and we saw a couple clips. Him and the other messenger were hauling ass, trying to run back down the trail and get to Gil-galad. And this is what's kind of surprising to Gil-galad, because Elrond comes in, no, hi, your grace. Hey, we need to have a meeting. Hey,
we need to
stop and halt all that shit. Fuck Mordor. Galadriel was right. I'm sorry. We need to get to fucking Agrigian right now. And Gil-galad just looks so fucking unbothered. He's like, I really don't think that's going to be necessary. Also, we can't fight a battle on 2 fronts. alone.
Yeah,
so we don't have time to actually be calling in more crew and splitting the troops. And I'm sure Elrond was probably apologizing from now up until we see him again in Lord of the Rings, because holy fuck, did you botch this, my dude? Listen. If you would have listened in the first place, y'all would have been prepared to defend oregano. And damn it, I knew I was gonna fucking do it. It's oregano now. It's
I was gonna say another girl. You called it oregano the first time.
It's not our fault, okay? We have a predisposition to name things what's easier for us to remember. Don't judge us. So yeah, and that is where it ends. We do see Galadriel being held by Adar, and they have a small conversation. He wants to make them allies because we have a common enemy, and that's where that ends. And we head right in to episode 6 with the action. Our boy Arondir is back, coming through. He's not looking right. He's not looking for these orcs, but he happens along their trail, and what we hear in the conversation is they are deserters. And both of them were like, you know what? I really don't give a fuck about what Adar is talking about right now. He said that we wasn't going to have to be fighting and dying no more. And now this motherfucker is trying to get us to go fight and die. Fuck him. We're out.
And what do you do?
I don't know.
You did.
They ended up getting dead for their trouble. If they would have just kept moving, and the other guy that was with them that was hiding in the trees, if he would have just let Arondir go past, they would have been okay. They would have been able to skip off to whatever place they were skipping off to. But he tried to jump Arondir, and Arondir had to let him know who the fuck he was. I don't understand why y'all didn't know that you didn't want that smoke.
Listen.
It didn't even take a full minute for him to cut all 3 of them down.
Some people who didn't want to fight in the first place. You sure was eager to jump into a fight to die. Like, I'm not doing that. I'd have been like, you know what? He
didn't even see them. I'm sure he probably heard them because Elvish hearing is a lot.
Yes.
They can hear long distances, but they weren't spotted.
Backing it up.
They fucked around and found out.
They did. They learned a lesson.
Yep. And also it was just cool to see Arondir. Actually, I think that's the only time we see him this episode. So yay for that. I always appreciate when he's on screen because he's awesome people. And we go back to Celebrimbor.
Oh, look at you! I was looking for you to say oregano.
Shut up! I'm sure it will come about in another point. Celebrimbor is over here struggling, bruh.
Yelling at people,
struggling, and I really want to know what witch's brew Sauron put in this man's drink, because just like Cousin Evil Eyebrow, there seems to be a change with Celebrimbor and his demeanor now. And it's played into where he's looking at his blacksmith, and while they're in this argument trying to get things settled, she's like, "You don't remember my name?"
Like, bitch, of course I remember your name.
I do. I just need a second to.
Your name is
properly remember it. What? How does he have this man forgetting his people's names?
That's literally what it was. He was like,
I don't understand. I feel like there's things that we're missing.
I don't know. It's nanners.
Like it's just weird that it's so easy to corrupt these people. I mean, I get it. He's a master manipulator, but come the fuck on.
He's making it seem like he's not even like putting effort into it. That's the worst part.
Oh, bro.
I think that's what's really
and you're right. I know he's playing the long con, and he's absolutely gaslighting. Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that in a minute when that comes up. Absolutely.
Like,
you thought it was the dragon? Oh, are you thinking Smog? No, I don't think that's Smog. I don't think that's Smog. It would make sense. No. He was in the Misty Mountains by Dale and what is that other town? Lake Town. So no, that's not Moria. where he was at. You said
Yes.
oregano and basil.
Yep. Go ahead and say it again.
Oh man. Yeah, terrors are absolutely ridiculous, horrible. But let me look at the notes here.
Yeah, but while he was fussing, this is when Anatar comes in with his new drip in the wig. He did the middle part bust down instead of the comb back. It was the middle part bust down that makes it so believable. It's not that long. It's looking like a good
it's looking smooth.
16 inches, either 14 or 16 inches of hair. It's looking real. It's looking real good.
Nicely pressed.
Come on, fresh press, new outfit. I love the outfit. I love this outfit. Oh,
I feel like he got Eamon to send him a new hairdresser.
He did
to get the wigs flowing.
Absolutely,
and I appreciate it. I do, but in this instance, it seems like Celebrimbor is breaking down again, and Sauron takes it upon himself because he's completely convinced that dumbass that nothing is more important than getting these rings done.
Yes,
and this is where we find out that by this time they've been doing so much and they've been utterly failing. They've used all of the mithril that was given to them.
Yep.
So and now there needs to be more, and
he was actually concerned. Sauron made a face like,
yeah.
Like, God
the
damn
properties, especially like the magical properties of mithril, he absolutely has to have that in the ring. That's the only way he was gonna give it the power that it needed.
So he was like, here, how about you figure it out while I go to the dwarves and get more mithril? How about that? How about I assist you? You stay here, concentrate, work real hard, try to figure out what's going on. And he's like, okay, you take care of the mithril. And he walked out the door and he was like, I am now in charge. You run everything through me.
For all intents and purposes, yeah. He is.
Like, so that's not what
he absolutely is. And before he left, right? before we get to him going to try to track down this mithril, we end up seeing that there's a body that has shown up. Because what's happening outside of Celebrimbor's doors is the marketplace is not hustling and bustling like it usually is. There's literally no one out there. I mean, it's a few people like scurrying about, but no real activity. And that's not commonplace at all. So one of the merchants that used to be there, they found a body and there's something carved into his abdomen.
An orc, was
and
it?
I think it was in Orcish. And I believe what he said is it means, where is he? They don't know who he is, but he knows what they mean.
He knows who he is.
And he covers that shit up quick, smooth. Look, speak to no one of this. Let's go ahead and just get him buried and, smooth over the dirt. Send some flowers to his mom. I'm sure she's been worried. And don't speak of this again. I'm gonna handle it. Let's not stress out our good lead blacksmith. Let's not stress out the mayor.
She's so predictable, but her dress is pretty. They got some really good costumes on this bitch.
They do have some great costumes.
Trash. Look at him looking like
trash. Like the whole, and I'm the whole time I'm sitting seeing this spiraling, and we end that scene off with him looking out on the horizon. I think he may have been up on a balcony because he's able to see over the forest, and he smiles, seeing all of the smoke in the air because he knows those are encampments for war, and the orcs are coming.
I'm just mad that everything is going his way. Like, damn,
it's so easily going his way. That is baffling, man.
It's like
I understand your charisma is like 10 out of 10 on the special scale for Fallout, but damn, it's a lot.
Because we go from there, him looking out at the orcs to being in there with Adar,
to going back to Adar,
trying to have a conversation with Galadriel, and I'm like, girl, I'm not eating none of that.
I don't blame her. She was sitting there at the end of the table looking like, I mean, is there something you have me here for? Like, I'm not hungry, thanks, but nah, I'm good.
No.
And he goes into the plan. What he's saying is like, look, I know that this dude is Sauron.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that you don't like him either. And I think we could work together. No, you got that ring of power. If you call your boys, they got the other 2 rings of power.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, I have our master's crown. He has what the hell is his name?
What's it,
Something with
Morgoth?
an M. Morgoth, yes. This is Morgoth's crown. Yes.
Why was she looking so shocked at the crown? Like, she was like, it's the crown. Why? Was it supposed to be destroyed or something?
I think she thought that it was destroyed with Melkor.
Oh.
I think that's what it is. They didn't outright say that. That's just the gist that I got. And it also, now that I think about it, it also probably still has Sauron's blood or traces of his blood on those hips, because he tells her, this is my master's crown. And it's also the crown that when Sauron knelt to take over leadership, I took it and I bashed his skull in and I killed him. However, I've since come to know that he's not actually dead. And I know that he's this guy that you've been rolling around with.
Yay! A wizard is never late.
Leaving?
You're funny. No, they're coming in.
Oh, damn it, StreamYard. See, StreamYard totally paused my chat and I just missed all these freaking messages. I'm so sorry. I'm not actively trying to ignore y'all.
They switched the interface and
like, yeah, the interface is not facing the way it should. I don't think it could be another dragon, just because the way Disa said it is that, you know, it's very ancient and very evil. That to me speaks more of the Balrog than anything. If it is another dragon, I mean, it's possible. There are more dragons out there than Smaug, but I don't think it's him. He said, a wizard is never late. You are correct. Speaking of wizards, once again, shout out to the late, great Professor McGonagall herself. May she rest in peace.
I'm tired.
And what's going on, Adamantium? Thanks for coming through, homie. Good to see you.
I'm tired.
Okay, sorry. Need to take a sip of the rum for that. After this, where do we go? He leaves Galadriel chained to the chair. You know, give her some time to think about his proposition, and then we head back to Numenor. And
every time you say Numenor, I just frown. What? Every single time.
Oh man. Oh wait, hold on. Did I skip something in the last episode? I did. Because my next note is about Elendil bending the knee after his trial. So I skipped a very big thing in the previous episode.
He didn't have a trial. No, he didn't. He wasn't arrested. And wait, he was arrested in the last episode?
Hold on. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think I missed that note. Because my next note after that scene says that
oh yeah, the fight
back in the
Elendil, with the dude who died in the armor snapper. That happened that episode.
Yeah, damn. So sorry, but I and that was my favorite part of the freaking episode. I don't know how I didn't put that in my notes. I apologize, y'all. We got to backtrack a little bit just so we could fully understand what is happening in this next scene. So basically, there was a funeral memorial for all those that had fallen during the fight where our queen was made blind, and there, of course, our boy Elendil is there. Valinor Valandir is also there, and they have, you know, their candles lit. They've said the prayers. Now they're just this is just a funeral right for them. But what I think the issue was, or what they tried to make an issue, Uncle Evil Cousin Eyebrow, is that this is an elvish tradition, and Kemen's dumb, disrespectful bitch ass walks into the ceremony and said, look, all y'all got to clear the fuck out. We don't care about what's going on here. The king don't care. This building is in the way of our new aqueduct. Y'all motherfuckers got to go. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the fuck out of here.
You got to go somewhere else, dog. Bye.
And yeah. And that is something that pisses Elendil off a lot, and it really pushes him over the edge when there's one older man there who's like, look, can I please just do this last thing for my daughter? Her spirit, because in their beliefs, her spirit isn't going to properly be able to move on and settle and have a good afterlife.
He was like,
if
no,
we don't finish this. And this asshole comes up, picks up the damn statue.
Why would I?
And just drops it on the floor after making it look like he was going to let the old man pay his last respects. And that is something, and I absolutely agree with him on this point, that is just fucking unacceptable. I get you don't like that, though, but you could have let these people finish this one ceremony. We can fight about the building being there later, but let them finish their grieving, okay? Let them pay their respects.
Nah.
And Elendil also is of the same mind. It's like, you know what?
I'm tired.
Come here, let me talk to you real quick. Bam.
Y'all are dumb.
Punches this asshole dead in the face so hard that he falls down, and he immediately goes to check his mouth because I'm sure he could feel the blood gushing, or at the very least his teeth absolutely went through his gums.
It's definitely,
and he is in
very
pain.
Much, he threw poops on me, and I'm like, sir,
say it again.
I threw poops on me.
Who threw their poopies on me?
Like, I can't, like, I hate this person so much.
Absurd. And because of that, and Elendil isn't trying to, jump in.
Kill him.
He just gives him that one hard check.
He bops his ass.
And because Kemen is such a bitch ass, he has the guards hold Elendil.
Oh yeah, hold him.
Grab both his hands, and he goes to get his look back. Again, this is how much of a fucking bitch-made bastard you are. You can't even throw one punch without the person that you're trying to hit being held down actively by two people in armor, you bitch. And the boy Valendir comes up like, motherfucker, I told you. And I just saw a new name come in. Kelly, what you over here talking about? If he doesn't receive the most, yes, it needs to be
disrespectful
by the old gods and the new. Please let this motherfucker be hurt up even worse than his mama had foretold.
Well, here's
Please
the thing.
And thank you.
While we're on this, even with Sauron, I feel like his ending in Lord of the Rings is not enough. After seeing this, I need more. I need more. Okay, instead of him going, no, I need more. I'm sorry, I need more.
Like literally matter of fact, you know what? Send him to the fucking pits of Valyria.
I need more. Something's got to happen.
Just ew. So yeah, the homie, because the homie is always gonna hold down on business.
Absolutely, that's his dad.
Came
right
in,
there.
Grabbed his fist, and was looking at him.
He's a bitch.
Like I think you need to not be doing this bullshit. And what happens? I don't remember why they had let him go. I think he had broke away from them, and they just chose not to do anything. And he talks Valendir down from beating him up, and homie almost had him. Once Valendir started kicking them hits on him, he got in one little lucky shot, and he tried to drown my boy. My first thought was, boo, twist your hips and pull him in the fucking water with you. I bet you he let go then.
We're swimming together.
Like, you want me under this water? Okay, why don't you come take a look at the view with me?
That I remember hollering, like, if you don't either drown him or get up.
I had the exact same thoughts. And he is able to pull out of it. He pushes him away, decks him, then kicks him, and gets up and stands up and looks at him. This asshole gets up, he draws his sword, and I think he tries to swipe like 3 different times, and the whole time it's like that last fight with Neo and the agent in the Matrix, and throwing shot after shot. Valendir just over here dodging, make it look effortless, dodging, bobbing and weaving, and then he just fucks his ass up,
snaps
that
fucking
arm.
Good.
Breaks his fucking arm, and I'm so glad that he did. And he was about to kill him. And the minute that sword got put to his throat, you could tell that he was questioning all of his life decisions.
I would have cut off his arm
until this point.
Child Jesus, be offense.
The Achilles tendon. Cut that shit right there. It's done. The carotid artery. You don't need to stab the carotid artery to get somebody to bleed from it. Just a quick swipe.
I just need
Will
the
be
arm gone.
very quick.
Like face off, arm gone. I just need it not there. But he stopped because Olympia was like, don't do it.
And that's the only reason he stopped. He would have happily taken a death sentence if that meant that he could just put this motherfucker down right here, right now.
He did the stupidest thing that anyone has ever done. Thrown the sword to the ground. I would have chucked that bitch in the water.
And then turned his back on this bitch ass snake. Bro, you know what you should have pulled? You should have pulled Arya. You should have taken that shit and just thrown it in the water.
Exactly. Right in the water.
And then you would still be alive right now because we already know little bitch boy has no hands.
No hands.
He got lucky being able to hold you down under the water for those couple seconds.
He had leverage. That's all he had.
And here, what we see, which hurts my soul,
but I was too mad.
Sir Elendil losing another son.
Another son. Another son. And then being blamed for it all and actually put under arrest on top of it.
And also, again, just to clarify, little bitch boy stabbed him in the back.
The back.
That's literally the only way he could have gotten this man.
The back.
In the most bitch way possible. But then you can't expect the bitch to do anything else but move like the bitch they are.
Yes. Bitch shit from bitches. Mm-hmm. Sad.
So, in the midst of his now double grief, the man gets arrested. I honestly was looking for those guards to not even give a fuck about what Kemen was saying. Mm-hmm. But they didn't, so meh. So
this is where we jump back into
this is where we get to the trial now.
Mm-hmm.
And Uncle Evil Eyebrow, I keep saying Uncle, Cousin Evil Eyebrow, tells him that, I want to pardon you. I know everybody's expecting me to say that you should be put to death for treason and blah, 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 blah. More bullshit. But I am going to be lenient. I will give you back your command. You can leave jail tonight, bruv. I can have the order signed right now. Mm-hmm. If only you'll bend the knee. And you could tell from the immediate look on his face, this man was like, if you, excuse me, I beg your pardon.
You don't say. He was like, well, first, do you renounce your crimes? He was like, I absolutely do. It was horrible what I did. I just feel so bad.
But, violence beget violence. You're right. I shouldn't have encouraged that. That part was my fault. I did throw the first punch.
But would you bend the knee? Sir, no.
I will need you to kiss the smallest part of my asshole before I do that. Just so we're on the same page. And he thought he was playing right. Like, can you repeat what you said louder?
Sure can.
And he has that look on his face. Right. And he looks like this is some huge gotcha moment.
No,
and
it's
I'm looking at him like, do you realize what you're doing here, bro?
I said what I said.
Because if you were, I think that you would see it being the worst thing ever if this man were actually killed or taken out of the game.
Because now he's a martyr.
In any way, shape, or form. Because, now you will incite rebellion. Mm-hmm. Right now, the people are just talking.
Yep, and the daughter's in the back like...
looking like two hairy caterpillars.
Listen, and I don't mind a hairy face. Because who else has some thick eyebrows? What was it Thran? I could never say his name right. Legolas's dad's in Lord of the Rings. Or
Thranduil.
Him. Yes, but them look good. Just like season 1, he looked good. The reason why they're caterpillars now is because he's a bitch.
Because he is a bitch that you take it back to another pop culture reference, line of Witch in the Wardrobe. You could always tell someone in Narnia that's been eating the White Witch's food.
Yeah,
something about the eyes, and right now it's something about his eyebrows that look really fucking absurd. And
it's not coiffed anymore. But yeah, the daughter is behind him, looking like, oh my god! I'm like, girl, you should have known better. What do you think was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen? Your dad is one of the biggest supporters of the queen. What did you think was going to happen? Like, girl, I need you to be better.
How did you not
think right, granddaddy?
That you're that. How? What you said, granddaddy? Look, I will. I ain't gonna hurt you on that.
Lee Pace
Right.
Cool.
I ain't gonna hold you on that. Lee Pace is that dude.
He looks so good.
You know what that reminds me of? I can probably find the meme before we get off, but I think you'll probably know which one I'm talking about. It was, I think it was when Endgame, the trailers for Endgame started running. Somebody had put up a meme that said, they were talking about Saruman, how he says, he asks, do you know how the orcs came to be? They changed the caption to, do you know how the Marvel villains came to be? They were elves once, which is the exact reason that Saruman gave. And if you notice, a lot of the big elves that are in this story, they've all played villains in the MCU.
I was going to say Lee Pace wasn't a villain. He was.
But
he was.
Well, he was. He was.
He was purple. He was.
Wait, was it purple or blue?
He was purple. He was a color. He was. I was like, that was him, wasn't it? Well, shit, shut my mouth.
It was, yeah.
I was like, well, damn.
The accuser was
shut
in
my
there.
mouth.
Bella, Lady Galadriel, in her elder years, was in there. Elrond, Mr. Anderson, in his elder years, was there.
My mouth.
And I love nerd crossovers, so that's remained one of my favorite memes living in my head for years.
Like, wow, like you guys are wrong.
Ronan, yes.
Yeah, I'm like, no, they were correct in every way, shape, or form. They were
100%. I love nerds. I love nerds doing nerd things like that. So where are we here? Yeah, this trial comes up because he refuses to bend the knee.
Yes.
Yeah, so he says, well, then that means that we're gonna have to, take other measures. And he says, pulls out the book, like, since you're so professing of doing this by the old laws and the ways of the faithful and whatnots, let's follow that to the T. Let's go ahead and have you do this trial by abyss, is what they call it. And basically they summon a sea monster and they toss you into the water, and if the sea monster likes you, then you are absolved of all crimes. But if you get yammed on, nom 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 nom, well, then you wasn't meant to be here no more. It's in the hands of the gods now,
arms of
their
the angels,
eyes,
as they say.
And I feel like it. And we do get the wrap up on that, but I think we can clear that up all at once, because they cut it here for some reason and then they get back to it. But we can just go ahead and get it out the way. They put him back in the cell. He accepts the trial by abyss. He has no qualms with it. And his daughter comes down there like
every single
pop. She comes down there pulling a fucking Sansa, getting to talk about I was on my knees and I put my head upon the floor, bowing and begging for your life. Can you please let my father live? Dad, just bend the knee, okay? This doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to die.
Girl, my knee don't bend like that.
And he looks at her and he's like, if you think... No, she tells him to, drop his pride and just bend the knee. And he looks at her like, if you think from everything you've seen, from how I have raised you, you think this is about pride? You obviously don't see the game that's actually being played. So no, I will not be bending the knee. No, I will not be accepting him as my king. He can go fuck himself. And if you with him, well, I already told you what I did earlier. Okay, I said what I said. If you trying to be with him, well, fuck you too. I'm not bending the knee.
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I have honor.
She's talking about pride when everything that this man has raised her to live and to believe is about honor and following the right people. And you just throwing all this away and you're hiding behind your shield of grief for your brother. When it's some bullshit, you think your father isn't grieving? You think his friends aren't grieving? None of them are doing this fuck shit. It's just you.
Nah.
Stop putting your brother's name on this. He wouldn't like that. Little asshole. Right. That's exactly what I was thinking. Clash of the Titans. The minute they said that, I didn't record it. I should have, because it would probably make a really good short clip. The minute I saw that, I was like, release the Kraken! And that's kind of what they did. And if you've watched other Greek lore things, you know what that is. So look, see, John, this is why we're friends. And yes, Alan Deal is a boss. Again, I already like this man's character. I can say wholeheartedly, I love this dude's character, man. He stands on business when right is right and wrong is wrong. And that motherfucker's out of line. If you want to follow him, well, I'll miss you, but kick rocks.
Nothing to do with me. He's like, girl, I don't know what's going on. And she did all of that. And she was like, well, that's why I went to her. And I was like, went to... And here comes
as
the
much
queen.
Flack. And this is what made me more mad at that damn girl. Because you've been talking shit about this woman
the entire
since she
time.
came back. And now you went to her and going for help, grabbing her hand when she comes in the cell. Like you love her. I was so pissed off of her. And
just like, I don't, get away from me. So, and she comes in and
when
she
I
was
grow
like,
up, I want to be Ellen Dill. Hey. Yes.
Hey, because he was like, listen, you don't even have to be here. I'm just doing this because it's the right thing to do. Like, I'm going to stand up for what I believe in. He said, what kind of man would I be? I wouldn't be the man that you think that I am if I didn't stand up for what I believe in. And she was like, I hear you. She was supposed to convince him, but he's convincing her. She was like, you're right.
Right. And he says, you know, this is how I feel. This is how it should be. And she looks at him. And this is where, again, I feel like this is that asterisk on their relationship. The tears start flowing and she looks like, what about my feelings, though? Translation, baby, I can't lose you. If you die, I die.
What about me? Go ahead, listen, I will take out some dream girls.
I'm saying, like, what you mean it's okay for you to feel like this? No. Matter of fact, you want to follow my orders. This is a fucking order.
He was like,
but he doesn't do it.
He's like, I hear you. However, comma.
And he said, look, I got to do this. It should not fall on anyone but me to do this. And where I think Cousin Eyebrows is faltering is, one, if this man dies, you make him a martyr and you immediately incite civil war.
For some reason. I don't know why he's not realizing
if he lives, you even more get civil war. You just put more people on his side for him.
Yeah, I don't know what that's called. If he lives, he doesn't make him a martyr, but he makes him it's a particular term for it. And I can't think of what it is.
And what they said after is that she was going, actually, no, I'll wait till the end of that. I think there's a specific term, but I don't think they used it.
I feel like it's not
I
like
only know what
idol.
they said.
It's not an idol, but it makes him something to be beholden on, like worship, kind of. Like, this is, he did it. He did this for us. It's the true. So
we are dream girls.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. So they had that conversation and she was like, okay. And walked out. And he thought that, all
right. I'm going to go do this. It's going to be good. And he got there. And they had all the fanfare. And he came out. And then she came in at the end of it all in her ritual garb of facing the abyss. And was like, since this crime, as you call it, was done in my name, I have the authority to step in and take the blame upon myself.
And you want to know who ran up there and was like, she sure enough should. The daughter.
And that's because I think she was in on this. I think she was in on this, which still does not absolve you, bitch. I'm still side-eyeing you because fuck you. But the level of panic that you see immediately come on to evil cousin Eyebrow and his hand of the king that's sitting there is, wait, can she actually do that? Like, no, well, yeah, to the letter of the law, actually she can. Why are you worried?
Exactly. Because if she were to get eaten, I think she would have made a ploy. For real.
Was it? Well, and not only that, but what he would have is a triple so pissed off Elendil at his throat, and he knows he can't survive that. The plan was never to actually kill her. He definitely still needs her, even though he's taken power from her. He still needs her. Elendil would be her most powerful sword, and he knows that, so that's why he wanted to get rid of him. But still, even if he died, bro, you wouldn't have, your cards would have been made worse. It doesn't matter. This is still all around a bad look situation for you. And this comes to bite him in the ass, and I love that, because he specifically said, since you want to be one of the faithful, let's stick to the faithful laws 100% to the letter. Well, now you can't back out on this, huh?
Now you can't back out.
You have to let her take this.
And everybody else, you can't back out, because it'll look away. And what we find out is, I think I'm going to give both me and you 5 points for our call with the eagle. The eagle was not there for him at all. He was just quick enough to co-opt it being there. The eagle was there for our queen. Because what we see, the queen gets dug in. She gets pulled down by the Kraken. That's what we're calling it, the Kraken. And she doesn't flinch. Not once does she waver, even when the tentacles came up and drug her underground. I would have drowned
she
there.
Holds firm.
And when that thing yelled in her face, I would have also drowned there. And
that is another fucking feather in her cap. The thing growls at her. And I don't know what you know about how sound carries underwater, but it is loud as shit.
Your whole body.
And she took that. Like, if you look it up, if you're too close to a whale underground, that when they do start actually doing their singing, our eardrums, our tiny baby human eardrums, could rupture because the sound is so high. That shit's going down here, and she's just maybe a couple feet away from this thing's mouth. And what happens? It delivers her back up to the surface. And when that growl went by at the top, you saw the water start being turbulent and whatnot. And that's where they think they've won. Well, now I think we can say with all surety that he didn't say queen, but I'm saying our queen has now been judged, and he's about to say bad, and then she pops back up on the fucking stone.
In the first motherfucker,
and he switches real quick to innocent. She's been declared innocent.
First bitch in the water to go get his woman out. Yes, sir.
To go get her out. And the crowd, all of the crowd, not just some, not just a little bit, every last person there knows what this ritual means.
And they
respect it, even though they're being some bitch asses and saying, oh, we don't need the elvish anything or other. They're still seeing this like, oh shit, wait, hold on. Nah, he put her back though. Wait, like, y'all saw that, right? She went down to the dwellers in the deep. And they said that she's good. Everybody in the crowd is cheering, and they name her. They give her a new title, Queen of the Seas. And that is very appropriate, not just because she survived this trial by the abyss, but the Numenorians, that's their biggest thing. They are known for being great seafarers. And that's like the epitome of their whole culture. That's how they keep that place going and being awesome over there, is on the sea. So with that title, that he just made an undead martyr, basically.
He did. I know there's another name for it, but I can't figure it out.
Yeah, I don't think it's just calling them the innocent. But you know, somebody, chat room, y'all always hold us down when we have these types of questions. So somebody look that up for us, please. It's not a martyr. A martyr is when you die. She didn't die. Right, completely bitch slapped the haters. And I love that scene. I think that was probably my favorite scene of this episode.
Come on.
Island full of undead voters picking deers.
Right? Pick it. You better pick a side, y'all. Because listen, in this fight, y'all finna get fought.
y'all can't be doing this. You can't do this lukewarm bougie bullshit, man.
Especially, listen, not a Numenor. They coming. They like, when you don't get dead. You don't get a chance. Sorry, you don't get a chance to. But then I guess directly after this, Pharazôn was super pissed and walked his ass up to the little plantier, was like, grab.
And this is where, we see him actually put his hand on it, and he sees death and destruction. He sees the Balrog. He sees the. I don't. He. I don't think he. Wait. He does. No. He does see Saruman's face, and then he also sees that shadow image of. I'm gonna say it's Melkor because they have the crown on, but it could very well also be Sauron in the shadow too.
And him being like,
so,
okay,
and when he takes his hand off of it, he looks even more deranged.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of, kudos to the makeup artists because they're doing a great job telling his journey with just his face.
Yeah, see, that's the only thing I can think of too. Saint. I feel like that's closer to the word.
Maybe a saint. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You might be right on that. And yeah, that's how we wrap up Numenor, I believe, for this episode. That's the last time that we see it. So yeah, I do love how that ended up because you did more to help her cause than either her 10 her and 10 of Elendil could have accomplished. So thank you for that little bit, but also go fuck yourself. So after that, I think we have
halflings.
We have the return of I'm going to start calling him the wizard to be known as Gandalf.
Let's go ahead and say Gandalf because I'm calling him Gandalf because his mama named him Gandalf.
I'm very sure that's exactly who it is.
Listen, his mama named Gandalf. I'm gonna call him Gandalf.
That reminds me, I have not watched Coming to America this year. I need to fix that. I love that movie.
Like I can't. Like I'm so sick of tired of people be like, he can't be Gandalf. Maybe he's something. No, that's Gandalf. Okay. Period.
We know all of the wizards
because they said he's
the only
Gandalf
one that we didn't
wizard.
know. But see, I don't think it would be one of the Rouges. Actually, now that you say that, I think it's possible that dark wizard that's running around in the background that could be one of the Rouges.
I don't know what that means. I just know that's
the blue wizard.
Okay, I just know that Gandalf is Gandalf.
Yeah,
because
I definitely think that's Gandalf. Yeah, I have seen speculations that people think it's one of the Lost Rouges, and I don't think it is.
It's Gandalf.
Yeah, it's absolutely Gandalf.
I'm one of the people like I hear your idea, but that's Gandalf.
However, and we start off, and he's chilling with Tom and trying to figure out what he could do. He's worried about Nori, and he doesn't completely understand the way Tom is trying to teach him right now. Bruh. She's your queen of the sea.
We can write a whole
of perfection.
We have to figure out the rest. But we can do it.
Yeah, and R.I.P. to King Joffrey Joffrey, man. Oh my goodness. I'm mad. It's like my childhood is being ripped away.
Girl, that's because we getting old. Everybody is dying.
I know, and it makes
I'm just waiting on Dick Van Dyke at this time because he's still here.
Oh, wait, he is still here.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
That man was growing as hell when I was a kid, and he's still here.
He is still here.
Oh man, yeah. And also, again, thank y'all for real, because I know from messages I've gotten and some things in the comments that y'all do enjoy the random ass commentary that we give, and I do apologize for the tangents all the time, but it's just who we are, man.
You're gonna take these
we're
tangents.
nerds with 1,001 fandoms in our head.
Okay.
And we love sharing them with you, and I really appreciate that you guys seem to enjoy it too. The queen of the sea that never was. Say that shit again, damn it.
I'm sad.
All roads lead back to thrones.
I'm sad.
Indeed. So while Gandalf is trying to figure out how things are going to go, we cut back over to Nori, and I didn't know this lady's name until I looked it up today. She's having a talk with Gundabadala.
The black lady's name is what?
That is exactly what I was about to reference. Yes. That is, after that, I only wrote it in my notes once. After that, I'm calling her Gunda.
What did he say? Don't ever call her this at the beginning when they, it's like, oh yeah, this number 4, don't ever call her this. Or number 3 was don't call her something.
I don't remember.
The Goond? That's what they said. Don't ever call her the Goond.
The Goond, yeah.
Listen, you said her first name. I was like, bro, what? Farfadugan. That's what it sounded like to me. I'm like, girl, what?
Oh, thank you, Adamantium Pizza. I appreciate that. Yes,
I can't believe that was her name.
Gundabala. Yeah, and Nori is saying that, you know, she's very remorseful because she does recognize that they are now in danger because her and Poppy are there, and she's asking, like, why don't y'all just get up and move? And this is because, this isn't, she's not saying anything wrong here.
No,
she's going by the life that she has been led to by her parents. This is that's the what she knows. We always in motion, we moving. And Gunda has to explain to her why this isn't just a place that they stay at, that they can leave. You see that tree right there, that awesome ass ancient looking tree? I was working on that tree since I was a child. When I married my husband, it was in the shadow of that tree. This isn't just some place that we happen to be staying at right now. This is our home. This is my home. And every other store, every other person there has a story like that ties them to that land. And I feel that. And honestly, again, just on the relations for our real world, I think you can understand why they would have the black character in that role say that line. Because not only does it hit hard for the character, but it's an even greater commentary on how much displacement has been done with people of color, especially in this country. So I really enjoyed this scene. I think it was this whole exchange was my second favorite, because while they're having this thought, and Poppy, not Poppy, but Nori, she's beginning to understand why they are the way they are, why the stores are the way they are, and now why the Harfoots are the way they are. Then we cut over to my girl Poppy. And ping, Poppy is sitting over here making eyes with Lil Nobody. And also, I understand their thing with names, but no. I got beef with his parents, because how the fuck you didn't give this boy a name up until like a couple months ago?
You look a smooth,
and by then
25.
And by then, everybody have been used to calling him Nobody, so they just didn't give him an actual name. Rude.
Was it Mary Mac or something? Mary something?
Mary Mac, I think is what she said. Which makes me think, because names in this land are always a thing that lead to lineage. This guy, him and Poppy, they are the progenitors to the Brandy Bucks and Mariotic's brand of berry bucks, and that's Mary. If y'all didn't know, Mary and Pippin. Mary's full name is Mariotic. And I like that little connection. It's very small, and I may be reading too much into it, but I really like how they did that. Look, see this.
Okay.
This is why I fucks with y'all. Yes.
That was her man. She's like, quit playing, giving him lips.
Like, boy, look here. Look, okay, let's just go on and do this. All right, ain't no need waiting. I mean, we literally might die in tomorrow. A couple days.
Like, so,
and they are both on the same page right there with each other. And like, I love that.
This mine. See this mine.
I love that. Like, Poppy and all of her eccentricness is fully embraced by him, and all of his ridiculousness. And actually, it's not even really ridiculousness, because we haven't seen enough of him, I think, to call that. But I've seen enough to know that you should not look so far down on yourself as you do, young man. And I'm sorry that your people have co-signed to that bullshit, and they've been treating you terribly. But I think now Poppy gonna get that shit all the way together, and y'all are gonna have a very happy life together. I love that. And then we cut back to the wizard to be known as Gandalf with Tom, and this lesson that Tom is trying to give Gandalf now is like, hey, you need to choose a staff. I don't have to teach you this magic that you're seeking. It's already yours. You just have to remember why you're worthy of it. And you need to have a staff. A wizard must have a staff. It helps to guide their magic. It helps to actually like fortify their magic, concentrate it. And he's looking at this field of branches and twigs and whatnots. And he's like, you got to go down there to find your staff. And he's like, there's a lot there. That could take a while. Like, I don't know how I know, but I feel like my homies are not going to live if I don't go get them.
I need to get
real
them
quick, like right now. Can I go and get them and then come back?
He was like, no.
And Tom looks at him like,
it's done, dog. If you leave, we're finished. The lesson's over. There's no repeats. There's no retakes. There's no summer school. We're done. He was like, oh.
Mm-hmm. He's like, well,
I gotta make a choice.
Are you sure? Like, yeah, bro. There's a lot of people that might die that didn't deserve to die. However, the work that you're actually here to do is a lot deeper than that. You need to think of everyone, not just those two girls. And if you walk away now, if you deviate from this path right now, you won't get a second chance. If you leave, then you won't leave, but you can't come back. You have to choose your friend or your destiny. What are you going to do? And I do feel for Gandalf because, yeah, that is a hard choice because his memories are not back to fully functioning right now. He doesn't remember who he is, what he is, or why he's there. So it's very a conflicted thing to tell someone to choose. But I have to know, and I think we all know what route he does choose. He understands the wisdom of what Tom said, and a wizard needs a staff, and we know Gandalf has a badass staff. So, yeah. I don't think Nori and Poppy or a lot of the stores are gonna die though. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I think something's gonna happen to where they either fight back or I don't know, Gandalf finds a stick in time. He's able to just apparate to their village, kill those dudes, and then go back out. I don't know. We'll see. That is where we leave that.
And
we get another. Yes, we go back to Khazad-dûm, and the
fucking Sauron.
The dwellers are coming back. You're right. Yeah. He goes. Durin gets a message that you've been summoned. Your father would like to see you, and he comes up. Okay, you wanted to see me, Pops? What's up? He's like, oh well, no, I didn't summon you, my son. He did. And we look over, and it's motherfucking Sauron's pretty boy ass with the Aemon wig on.
I'm tired of him.
Looking like, I am so happy that you are here. Thank you for receiving me. Look, we need to get some more mithril for these last couple rings. If y'all could go ahead and provide that, it would be great. I mean, we can't trade for it. Like, I know y'all builders, y'all need like scaffoldings and ladders and whatnots. We can supply that timber to have that. And Durin looks at him like, yawn, no, bye, peasant. And like, Sauron, for a hot second, you saw that look change on his face. Like, wait, bitch, did he just say what the fuck? I thought did he just tell me no? How dare he? What?
I love that because he was like,
okay,
all right,
I'll see you. I'll see you another time. And
we'll try again later. You know.
Right, and the whole time I was looking at that, like, I'm surprised he's not causing so much catastrophe right now on the way out the door.
Stomping his feet like a petulant child.
Like the petulant child that he is.
But then we understand that the only reason his dad didn't say anything was because he was going to try to milk him for more money. And I'm like,
he wants a higher price. Yo, and this right here is where, like, it really sits in for him, like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And he doesn't have that little trip, and he goes to Celebrimbor, and he's like, yo, is something wrong with those rings, bruh? my dad has never been this fucking greedy. Like, that's not within him. That's just not how he operates ever. Like, what is happening now? He's so quick to anger. He cares nothing about anything except for making more, giving his coffers a boost.
Mm-hmm.
There was something wrong with the rings and Celebrimbor, of course, because his hubris. No, there's absolutely no way that those rings could have been forged in any type of malcontent or whatever. And then Durin, and he's ready to dismiss Durin. And he goes to walk away, and Durin stops him like, hold on, bitch, wait a minute. If ain't nothing wrong with the rings, then it's got to be something wrong with the ring makers. Motherfucker, do you know this motherfucker you call Anatar over here?
Come on.
Where you meet him at? Do you know who he really is? I got questions.
None.
And Celebrimbor, they don't show the conversation between them outside of that. Durin ends up going back home. But I can imagine that, yeah, he said enough to Celebrimbor that Celebrimbor now has doubts. Very serious doubts about these rings. And he's analyzing everything and taking in what Durin said. And he goes back to the forge and he's kind of side-eyeing Sauron a little bit.
As he should. He should have been doing it the entire time, but now he's at the point where he's sucked in thoroughly.
I think he knows that because he starts going into this random ass heavy guilt session. I think not even guilt, so no, it's kind of like a panic attack that he's having. And it's interesting to see because he can feel the shit is going
not
way
right,
left.
But he can't.
It was never supposed to happen. You even started this with a lie. That's why the whole thing was tainted from the very beginning, even before Sauron put his dirty, grubby hands on the mithril before putting it in the pot. And I think that's a thing that's going to stay with Celebrimbor for quite some time. Which is a little sad.
I mean, tis what it is. That's what happens.
Yeah.
You're fully sucked in. He's got you.
Yep.
It is like Bleach, but with the lesson. You're right.
You're
right.
I have not watched it yet.
Oh, girl, listen. That's
formerly known.
It's not as long as One Piece, but there's enough that's gonna take you a minute. It's
I know.
Like,
it's why I haven't. It's why I haven't started Death Note either.
Oh, Death Note's not long.
Because I know it's long.
No, Death Note's not long.
Wait, is it Death Note or Attack on Titan that's super long?
Well, here's the thing. Neither of those I would consider long. Bleach, we're talking hundreds of episodes. Attack on Titan doesn't have hundreds of episodes. You might get to 100 at the end, like maybe 110 at the end of the season altogether with no stops. But Bleach, original series Bleach, has I think 500-600 episodes, maybe. Let me look. And they're now doing the second part of it. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
All right. Then we get to the part where Disa makes Durin swear that he'll never put one of those rings on.
Amen.
And
it's almost
he swears it.
Episodes for Bleach.
Oh, good lord. Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a lot.
That's a lot. It's no One Piece, but it's a lot.
I still gotta watch that too.
One Piece is still going. We're talking like 1,200 episodes at this point.
Oof. That just gave me a headache.
Listen, I was like, skip.
But it is still on my list. It is still on the list.
I skip.
So it was a little after Disa gets that, swear of fealty, as you will, from Durin the Younger, and she tries to convince him like, hey yo, this shit ain't going good. And I know it's hard for you to think about it like that, but your dad gotta be stopped. And Durin tries to make an argument like how can you talk about him like that? Like, that's my dad. And Disa's like, baby,
I get it. I understand it. I love him too. However, Mans is losing it. What do you want us to do? We can't allow this to happen. If we allow him to do this, he's going to destroy us and everybody else. We can't do it. What do you want us to do?
Everything.
If we can't get the ring
and
off
she
the
says
finger, what do we do?
she even recognizes and states, he was even more of a father to me than my own. I love him just as much as you do. But that right now, that's not him.
Nope.
Something is making him go reckless and disgusting into our future, and that he's gonna take the whole kingdom down with him. And I feel for Durin here, but Disa's right.
She's right.
And I feel for him because he can't even finish the full conversation. He just walks off and like stands by himself and cries. Like that's how she finds him. And I get it, but you know this is wrong. You have been speaking against this for a while now, and you know he's not listening. This is not him. And he doesn't go and stand guard with her that first night she wants to do it, but she does go there alone. And in the early morning, the Dwellers come through, and she stops them and starts doing the stone singer yelling and whatnot, and it's not having that familiar revive around the halls as it usually would. So the guy's like, was that supposed to scare us? And she's like, no, but that was to summon my giant bat winged friends,
bird Batmans,
to come through and clear the corridor for a second.
And they run from them, because I would too. Them things is big.
Did you see how big they were?
I don't want that. I don't need it.
Absolutely not.
I don't need her. I don't need it.
No, thank you. I don't need to ever see those anywhere.
Unsubscribed.
And they do come out, and they chase them away. And just around the corner when she walks, we thought the homie wasn't gonna come, but of course, Durin the Younger is right there. And he just looks at her like,
he was like, oh, okay.
It's like, oh, you know what? I was on the way. But you already got the shit, baby. Baby.
Boom. I can leave now. Okay, bye. Bye.
I love it. And again, all roads lead back to Thrones. This is Uncle C and Auntie Nisi right here. Okay. Bye. In dwarf form. This is them. And I love it. I absolutely love it.
And it's reversed too. That's what makes it even cuter.
And she straight tells him, like, okay, love me later. We need to be ready for when them assholes come back, because they're coming back with more people. And he's like, yes. What's the plan? And
then we don't get to see them make that plan, right? So we just go back to
I think that's the last of them that we see for this episode.
It's just we already finished Numenor. We go back to Adar. Yes. Listen, the way this man was like, listen, we can work together. You just got to tell me something. Like, look, we're all here. We know that Sauron is in
was there, yo.
We know he's here. So we just got to work together. Don't you just want to work together to solve this? I will go back home to Mordor. Like, we don't have to have no problems, no nothing. But we got to get rid of Sauron now, or else he's going to destroy everything for all of us. I don't want my people to be enslaved. You don't want your people to be enslaved. You want Eregion to stand. I want Eregion to stand. We both want Sauron dead. Like, girl, why are we not connecting together for a plan? And she loosens up. And she's like, you know what? You're right. So let me just tell you what happened. He's like, tell me about the rings. And she's like, yeah, there's 3 of them, right? And I got one. Mine's is called Nenya. And he's like, Nenya? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, where is that? Oh, it's over there.
You know, ours aren't corrupted, but the other ones are, because he made them by his hands, right? So we got to stop him from making the other rings for the realm of men. He's like, she's like, right. Nobody needs that. And she is telling him, like, yeah, it's weaker on this side. There's a side of the wall that's weaker.
Damn it, adamantium.
Just come on. And so, like, we can just weaken all of this up, and this is the plan. The plan is, if you go there and you hit them like this, you're able to get in and get him out. He's like, yeah, but you got to think about it. She's like, we're talking and planning, but that's what he wants. Maybe we shouldn't do this at all. And he was like,
wait, no, that's after. No, wait, at that first point, he starts saying, like, wait, hold on, okay. I see the ending that you see, but what about my people? Like, do we get to just go home, or is your king? Yeah, is your king gonna come get us? Like, do we get to leave?
No, you get to go home. Nobody wants beef.
No, she didn't say that.
Look. That's what I said. Look at my face. Nobody wants beef.
Maybe, I think.
Not even. I think
she can't fully answer that because she doesn't have the authority. Yeah.
No.
Keep talking. I gotta refill my rum real quick.
I was like, are we not doing what? And he's like, listen, all I want to do is go home. That's it. All I want to do is leave. And it's like, these are my children. I don't want us to be injured. I just want us to live as in our own little Mordor that was created for us by Sauron. That's it. Mordor is already Mordor. You can't get it back. You can't un-Mordor Mordor. So we got to keep it. You know what I'm saying? So we should just do that. That's cool. We should just do that, right? And she was like, no. And he was like, no. Why? And she starts thinking. She starts thinking like, he brought you out here. Our armies are coming this way. He doesn't
have an army of his own.
Exactly. He's going to have both of us right where we want him. So instead of fighting him, we're going to be fighting each other for him. And he's going to win anyways. Maybe we shouldn't do this at all. And he was like,
because when you die,
no, girl, no.
He's going to take command.
No, we're going to have him because we're making a plan before he does any of that, right? We're going to get him first.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I don't think we should do this. And he's like, no, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. And he was like, no. How about we not do this? And he was like, sweetie, I don't think you understand. We're going to fucking do this because we're ready. I've got people here. You think it's just us here? You think it's just us in here? He takes out his little horn and he toots his little horn.
He pulls a Sauron.
Yes, you see all the lights light up to see the other people just waiting in the league, and she's like, "Ah, shit." Yep. She has told him so much that he's like, "Well, if you don't want to help, and you're backing out of the plan." Click, link.
And he straight says, "Like, girl, look, you thought you was gonna get me hemmed up in the traps,
girl, no.
But you have already given away and told me everything that I was trying to find out.
This is all I needed.
This is, I feel like this Galadriel Mach 1, like, damn, you had a lot of growing to do, my queen. You had so much growing to do in the game. Hilarity. Before you got to the point to where we were first introduced to you. And it is interesting, though, to see the moves that they are making right now. Because, Elrond, as we know, Elrond ain't about going into, full thuggery and always choosing violence. But if the need arises, he will absolutely step up. Baby Elrond here, for these past several episodes, he's been a little pissant that gets on my nerves.
Well, I think that's a lesson he had to learn, and he learned it from
he had to grow from that, and that's the exact same thing that we're seeing with Galadriel here. And I like seeing these origin stories because it makes the moves that they made in the first story so much more. It hits heavier as to why they make the decisions that they do, and I just really like that they're doing that.
So eventually she's like telling him, like, please don't do this. And at this point, he's like, we're already going. Everything's already set up. We're going. And
hubris.
Listen, the hubris of him. And then we go to Sauron.
Right, JD.
Sauron sitting on the top of the what's the castle wall, just looking out like, oh, they finna start the sieges. How about that? And he's just looking like, oh, look at that fireball. Oh, it's a
bruh. No, the key thing with that, honestly, but it happened before that. Celebrimbor has been in his silent panic attack.
No, I think that's done. That was like the silent. I was thinking about the things you were talking about. That little section you're talking about with him in the panic attack and thinking was before he talked to Doran before in like episode 2. During him talking to Doran didn't happen in this episode.
No. I'm not referencing Doran here. What I'm saying is before where you're saying like Sauron looks out and he sees the fireball coming from the army. I'm saying the scene before that was Celebrimbor hearing what he thought was some type of commotion outside his windows, and he was going to go check. But Sauron was able to hold him off for a hot second, but then Celebrimbor still wanted to go out, check on the people, make sure everything was okay.
Yeah, that's because he heard the siege alarms.
And that's that was fine. And Sauron makes this vision, puts him in a little thing.
Listen, the shenanigans
and tricks the yo. As soon as he opened the door and stepped into sunlight, I was like, "This motherfucker! Look here!" So like, and it only took him like a couple seconds to produce that glamour.
Amazing!
In the span of time for him to walk out that room and open the door, the spell was in place. And what got me is, Celebrimbor, is this actually the shit that you see when you walk outside your house? No, it's not.
What time it is? What time is it?
What the fuck?
What time
you were just looking outside and it was dark.
So what time is it?
Like, I can forgive him a little bit because I know Sauron has the Riz on lock. He has the charisma. He has the right
dark
words.
in here.
Sauron
so
the Deceiver.
And it's 7 a.m. and there's birds.
I'm saying, how did it get this far, Celebrimbor?
Oh my god,
sir!
Like, oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll just go back in here, and it's great. But for this whole entire scene, when he goes back in, and then you see him walking around, and it transitions into night, and you see the people panicking. Did you see the behind the scenes of that? That wasn't CG. Not. It wasn't CG. It was not CG. They did it with the lights.
Wait, that part. They okay.
Yeah. So when they had him talk to Celebrimbor, he goes back up in the stairs and he stops and he turns around and it just dims and gets real bluish, like grayish. They did that with lights and they did it all in one fell swoop. It was really cool seeing them do that.
Nice.
I was like, wow.
I do love what happens on the technical side of all these shows. It fascinates me. It's one thing that I would have pursued in a different timeline. I did study that a little bit in my freshman year in college, but life happened and we didn't go down that route.
But he's out here playing with people.
Playing in their face and they're buying it. Like, Celebrimbor, come on, bro. Come on. Your inner being has been trying to tell you for how long now that you need to stop this. Cut this dude off. You cannot do these rings. Something is trying to actively stop you, putting a block on your mind to where you're forgetting your right hand, the lead blacksmith. You're forgetting her name. In real time, we're seeing how he's so easily being broken down.
Because at this point, like, this is technically the end of the episode when he goes up onto the thingy and he looks out and he sees the siege is happening, and that's
and it. And he's smiling again. Yep.
Yes, trash. I'm like, trash. There's nothing I could like. I feel so bad for Celebrimbor, but then at the same time, I'm like,
you were warned. I
mean, like, what did Galadriel say? Don't let him back in.
Elrond tried to tell you. Galadriel tried to tell you. Gil-galad ordered you not to make those dwarf rings.
You should have just
and you did it anyway. And this is the Riz of Sauron. Once Celebrimbor starts questioning that, and he's like, well, you know what? You shouldn't be surprised that the rings are acting like this if something actually is wrong. Because no, I didn't do anything to the rings. We did something to the rings. And Celebrimbor turns around like, wait, what you mean? We? Who the fuck is we? Now, you and me, you remember, you wasn't even supposed to have the forge on. You lied to the king. Like, I mean, the only way we could get out of this, bruv, is if you just tell him what is going down and what happened. And Celebrimbor, again, hubris. This is very call back to Devil's Advocate at the end when Keanu, he beat the curse and was able to get by. And at the end, what do we see? Satan, his dad, coming back to get him. And how does he get him? Hubris, playing to his vanity. And that is exactly what Sauron is doing here. Playing and catering to his vanity. Celebrimbor, again, like we said earlier, you were already famous, my dude. You were already renowned. You already have your chapters or 2 or 3 or 4 in the history books. You don't need to be greater than Feanor.
Well, you gotta think about it. And he's also doing the same thing to Adar, because Adar had his freedom.
Yeah.
He had his freedom. And he willingly
Adar has his freedom, and he could do
because he was so terrified of Sauron and the fact that he could come back or something like that could return, that he put himself right back in his path of his own volition, and you're trash.
Yeah. You could have actually had your lands, Adar. You could have had your orcs over there and staying and chilling. If y'all don't want to be in fights and dying all the time, you didn't have to be. Just don't do that.
Let's keep going. Galadriel, if you'd have just sat there and mind your business and ate your food
and shut the fuck up,
you wouldn't have gotten back to Middle Earth to see a Sauron or anything like that. Because you would have been in, Valar? You would have been over there.
You could have just stayed on the boat and been there. But I feel like, honestly, for just this situation,
I feel like she needed to.
We could put her
in the right place at the right time.
What's the broad's name? That is Isildur's sister. Elendil's daughter.
Girl, I don't know.
That's on the bullshit.
That chick?
This is, yeah.
Her.
This is where you could put both of them kind of in the same spectrum, because the only reason Galadriel got off that boat is because the thing that was nagging her was about Sauron in relation to her brother's death.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what she hid behind. That was her mask for going on this whole long tirade. You were on your way home, ma'am. You were on your way back to the lands of milk and honey, and you jumped off the ship.
Like, girl, I can't do this.
Because you want to avenge your brother. And same shit that girl is doing because she wants to avenge Isildur. Isildur wouldn't want that. I don't know what that link is, JD.
I think it's a link to his video. But here, JD, you don't know.
Your recap?
Yeah, I think not his recap, but his
his thoughts on it.
His lore video. I think he said he put out a video.
Okay. Y'all definitely go check out my bruv JD. He's got awesome things on his channel.
The rings are a slow burn process. We don't know how long it's been. We don't know. It's not like one day and then the next day. We don't know. We don't know how long it took the elves to travel from the bridge to the forest. I have no concept of time in this whole entire thing.
If you read the appendices, there is the timeline is
I'm saying in the show. We don't know the timing in the show.
Yeah, right.
We don't know. It's not saying day 1, day 10. We don't know how long it's been taking. It could have been taking the exact time. You don't know that. Like, for this whole thing,
and
I don't know how long this took. It definitely wasn't 3 days. It definitely wasn't a week. This definitely was not a week situation. So I like.
Okay, wait. What is it? What is it you're saying took thousands of years?
He's saying that the entire span of like the rings, Sauron, the rings, all of this took thousands of years, which I get. But in the show,
the age, yeah. Well, Elrond told us that in the movies. You know, he said at the beginning of Lord of the Rings, he said that Gandalf, I was there 3,000 years ago. Mm-hmm. That was that fight that we saw where Elendil was an old ass man in that fight with grown ass Isildur. So
but for the show,
I get that it's been thousands of years, but
JD is thinking that it's been a much shorter time period. We don't know the time period. That's assuming. I don't know because it hasn't told us. Yeah. We saw I think the only time we saw was at the beginning when we saw the ugly Sauron get killed.
Yeah, way back then.
Yeah, that's the only time that we've actually had like a time frame. So for this, I haven't seen a time frame. I'm not assuming it's been a week or anything because I don't know. These elves don't age. The humans really don't age very well, or age at normal. So I have no idea. I have no concept of time. I'm literally just watching it as it goes. So I can't for this show. I can't tell you what the time is on that one.
3,000 years was them trying to destroy the One Ring. Yeah, that battle. Yeah, that was 3,000 years from that. So
the Spaghetti Sauron. I don't know.
For right here
to Hildebrand popping up.
Right from Spaghetti Sauron to That's the time. Do we have a time frame on that in the appendices? That's what I'm saying. I don't think. I mean, even for the show, they didn't say specifically it's been this amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
So. I think it still very easily slips into the lore.
Being vague on the exact time period in the show helps it, because if you're concerned about the time period of how long it should take to do whatever, I'm not, because I know that time is different from us to them, like in the now into the show, just like Game of Thrones. That shit's weird. The time is different there.
I mean, plus also, I forget his name. Is it Christopher Tolkien? Or one of his sons is still involved in the show, I believe. and he is he is running the estate, as they say for the legal terms, and he's approving these things that are being done. So
it doesn't kill the lore.
Yeah.
It's like Game of Thrones.
I don't think it specifically kills the lore.
No, I don't think it kills it, because
I get it. I mean, there's people that are saying that. I understand.
I get it,
but
you want it to be exactly like in the book. I'm with you. I'm okay with the time being vague and or unmentioned, because they're able to work better like that. I'm fine, because I still don't know. Because that's why I was confused. I'm like, so when is Numenor? Where is Numenor? So where's Numenor in Lord of the Rings? Oh, it don't exist no more? When was Numenor not Numenorin? Oh, I don't know. So who is this? Like at the beginning, I was like, so where's Elendil in Lord of the Rings? So
right. Well, who are you saying that right now is in the story that shouldn't have been born yet? Because the only thing that is jumping out at me is Isildur, but we know the Numenorians live to be many, many, many multiple years older. Isildur was born 1700 years after the ring was created.
Which ring? The elves ring? Which rings? They're different sets.
Durin. You said Durin was born when the rings were created. Okay, which Durin? There's
which
like
rings?
Durin for the dwarves is like Aegon for Targaryens.
Yeah,
there's a lot
this
of
one
that.
is the fourth. This one's the fourth.
The one that's on the throne right now is the fourth.
The elves had rings. That's why I'm confused.
16 to dwarves and men. What? It was nine rings to.
Yeah, it was 16.
Yeah,
because it was 7 rings to the dwarves and then 9 rings to the men. So Isildur was already born when the elves had their rings.
Oh yeah, I do agree that is a lot of time to cover there. Okay, so the 3 rings of the elves weren't created until 90 years after the 16. So the rings for the elves, you're saying were made last? Because that doesn't make sense, because like even in the Lord of the Rings movies, they hinted at those being the first ones made, and they were very specific on that, because those were the only ones made without being touched by Sauron. Okay. I mean, well, it wouldn't be the first or last time that timelines were changed in these shows, because not everything translates that well from book to screen.
So, question. So the wraiths that were made from the 9 rings happened before the elves got their rings.
And we're saying, so year 1500, the 16 were created. Year 1590, the 3 rings were created. And then in 1600, the 1 ring was created. Okay. I mean, I don't know the exact lore on that, so
that's why
I can't just take your word for it.
Oh, that is true. They don't have the right to that. So did all that happen in that book, the Silmarillion, that I could never say correctly? Did I say it right?
Did they have the Silmarillion? No, I know. I understand that you did your homework.
No, that's why I'm asking my question.
Did you? That's not our question. Yeah,
or the time frame to me.
Yeah, I still don't think it affects the lore that much. And yeah, and we did talk about that the last time. They only have access to some very specific things. So to put it into the timeline, maybe they did have to rework that stuff. What's going on, Jackie? I see you, girl.
But for me, even that information still doesn't destroy the lore for me.
Yeah, exactly. Because things in the timeline were different for Game of Thrones also. and we saw how big that was. I mean, granted, again, I will still say those last seasons were horrible, but they still worked in the timelines.
Because that's all I know is Lord of the Rings. I read the Lord of the Rings and I read The Hobbit, but I didn't read anything else. So that's why I'm like, so all of this they're trying to connect to. That's what I'm trying to connect to too. So they're using that as a base, which I get. Right?
No, I'm in with it. Because to me, it's not as horrible as some folks say, but I understand. I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah, because if all that stuff happened in the Silmarillion, they ain't got access to
the problem with this is that at the same time,
I know they don't.
Isildur, Tarn, and Elendil are alive in the show. These people didn't live until no, and I understand that. I get that. But we wouldn't. What would you have the show be for those things? Is what I'm saying. Is the timeline messy? Yes.
I don't know.
I recognize that before this conversation came about. But I do still think that the lore. I do still think that the lore works. Timelines can be changed and characters can be switched around, and we see that all the time. Especially when it's a book adaptation or a comic adaptation.
I'm sorry, Jackie. Do you know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like Aretha Franklin talking about Taylor Swift. The dresses are beautiful. Beautiful dresses.
Shut up. Damn it, Meeks. Jackie, why you always coming in here starting drama, ma'am?
Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
I'm joking. I don't think it's drama.
For purists who wanted to be in the correct timeline, I get that. But I mean,
in the correct timeline, there's not that much to talk about. If you want to keep people's attention in a visual format, honestly.
Easy, so I won't say that. I'll watch paint dry.
But I totally do get it. And again,
I know that's what it sounds like.
And really definitely go and check out my bro's channel, JD, aka JD the Dragon. You'll probably see me and Lav on a couple of those streams because we like talk about books and stuff. And JD also is an author. If you didn't know, he has some readings of some of his writings, and he is very talented. So go check that out. Matter of fact, he is going to be one of the featured authors in this year's spooky season round of scary stories on my channel. So look out for that. And once again, thank you everyone for coming through. Always love having these combos with you.
Because I don't want to.
But I think
I don't want to like spoil myself for shit that I really don't know. I learned my lesson with Numenor. I just had to because Numenor was pissing me off. I was like, "Do these motherfuckers make it?"
See, and actually, I think this ties in because we basically got everything. Because it ended with in Arigian. So the one thing I will jump back to is when Elendil was talking with the queen and he told her what he saw in the Palantir. It was him riding off into some random forest. I think that those are the breadcrumbs laying as to where the nation of the Numenors will reside in Middle Earth. After this, I think he saw himself in that forest away from Numenor because that's where he's going to end up, obviously. And also, a really cool thing that I noticed when they were going into the trial with Elendil, the camera was, I think it was a trial anyway, the camera was over top that, like, their main building, and it looked exactly like where is it? Minas Tirith. And that is Minas Tirith. That is the castle where the head capital of Gondor. And it makes sense to see that he was riding someplace else other than home, because again, we all know where this story is going. We've seen all the original movies, and some of us have read the books. So that design, I think, stuck with him, and when he goes to make his new land, that's going to be in the construction blueprints. And I thought that was just a small Easter egg. I thought it was great. I love seeing little things like that. We know the fate of Elendil and Isildur. It's sad Naruto music. Yes. Indeed. Yes, Jack, and we are working on them currently right now. Tanya's going to come back and do a really cool intro for us like she did with the last videos. And we've got some extra stories coming in because we got some new folks in the group. It's going to be so much fun. So you guys definitely watch out for the spooky season coming up. So Meeks, then for eps 5 and 6, what is your rating? We'll go with the evil eyebrows for the rating system.
For episode 5, hold on, I gotta remember what happened again because I've already forgot because I'm ready to talk about the finale, but that's next,
That's next week.
Oh, so I'm gonna give both of these episodes. It's real easy. I'm gonna give both of these episodes 8 evil eyebrows. Both of them individually 8 evil eyebrows because they were highly entertaining. Sauron was Sauroning. You know what I'm saying? He's out here playing with his emotions the entire time. This man, I love him.
All of the emotional abuse, bro.
Every single time I see Numenor, I'm going to make a face. I can't help it.
1 out of 10 evil eyebrows.
I can't. When I tell you I can't stand Numenor, not because of the people, because of the Pharazôn. The Pharazôn is the reason I can't stand Numenor because I'm not happy no more. I used to look at Numenor.
Why did I just
love it? No, thank you.
Why did Water Pharazôn just jump into my head?
I don't want to give him.
You remember Pharazôn Love?
Yes, that is Pharazôn. I don't like. That's what he is. The Pharazôn is trash, but I do enjoy how he is still like setting.
You know what? That looks close enough
for the shenanigans he plans on doing. He's still like setting up the pieces. He's still maneuvering people, and he's still trash.
Right, he's in there, and I have not watched the. It's only two more episodes, then it's done, right?
Yeah, it's only 2 more. She hasn't watched the last 2 episodes. I have.
I haven't watched the last 2. What I do know from the tiny bit of lore that I researched is what's supposed to happen is he forces Marielle to marry him. I think the way is still open for that, so we'll see how that goes. And look, playing with my emotions, it's principalities in this.
Come on,
you're trying to say eight caterpillar brows? Okay, I'm with that. A whole 5 out of 10 for the season. Okay, I was entertained, but I cringed a lot, and that's fair. That's fair. Absolutely.
I feel like last year
I
gave it 7.
I don't remember what I gave it last year.
Maybe last year. You know what? I need to be better.
At what?
That's just because my friend, he has a list of games that he plays. He has the time like it's an Excel spreadsheet of when he starts a game, when he finishes the game, and how he rated the game. And I was like,
well, isn't that handy?
Yeah.
I almost want to say I would make an access spreadsheet.
I wouldn't make an access.
Because there's a little more things you could do with that.
So I would rather write it down and keep it in like a yearly journal or something. Just keep it and keep writing in it because I like doing stuff like that. But yeah, I was like, that makes sense. I see why. Because I was like, what did I give last season? I don't remember. I can tell you it wasn't a 10, and I can tell you it wasn't a 5. So we're somewhere in between there.
I think they're going pretty decent for this episode. For this whole season so far. I'm going to say I will give each ep an 8.25. Because there are some things that could have moved a little better. A few tweaks I think could have been incorporated that would have flowed more. But I like where it is. I'm looking forward to these last 2. And I did get some questions in the DMs for continuing the reactions for Agatha All Along. I might actually do episode 3 when we're done here tonight.
I told you, listen, when I tell you to do that. Stop playing with these people.
Yeah. I know. I'm sorry. Look, the real world don't be stopping for these streams.
That is true.
Sometimes we got things to deal with.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't know if I'll have enough energy to do 2, but I think I might do at least episode 3 tonight, and then tomorrow I will be on with the boys covering Penguin. Did you just remember today was Monday?
I was like, yeah, and then tomorrow we can watch the new episode, and then
nope.
Man, I skipped how many days?
Lies. You skipped over a whole other week. Mm-mm.
I'm like, yeah.
8 bushy brows. Okay.
Listen, you're not wrong, but I do have
like that sometimes.
I'm gonna show you my book. Let me get my book.
All right, yeah. Tomorrow, head over to DJ Wun Wun's channel. Penguin episode 3 is what we'll be on. And if you haven't been watching Penguin yet, go watch it because it is a good time. We will be covering it here with the ladies, just not until we're done with these 2. Actually, I think, if I remember correctly, yeah, the next 2 we will fully dive into is Agatha All Along and Penguin. Once we wrap Interview with the Vampire season 1 and Rings of Power season 2.
It's like show my stuff.
So,
see, this is how I be trying to keep track of stuff. Like I write down, you can't really see it, but I write down what I'm planning on covering for the month.
I like it.
And then I go to keeping up with what shows I have watched and like what has been posted where. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to keep track of. And it's super hard because I watch so many different things, but I'm also not including my gameplays in here because they're just random and sporadic. But I try to keep everything here like a list. I have lists everywhere.
Yeah, I definitely had a spreadsheet for shows, and this is way before I even thought about anything YouTube, just because there was so much good content going on back then.
Yeah, I have to.
And yes, watch along. Yes, we have done episode 1 and 2 of Agatha. I will likely do episode 3 tonight. We'll see how I feel in a couple minutes when I get off. If not, then probably Saturday I'll do like episode 3 and 4, and actually by then we'll have episode 5. So I don't know. I may also see if possibly the ladies are available either Saturday or Sunday for a discussion, because we're about halfway through with Agatha. And there's some really good things going on there. I kind of want to get like all of our breadcrumb thoughts out, and then do the second part of the season to wrap up. And definitely, I'm gonna have Heidi, I think, come on for that. See if Lady Bex wants to join us too.
I prefer to keep track on paper because it gives me something to do at work when I'm bored. So I get to pull out my ruler and
thank you, Lady B,
doing all the types of stuff because my boss's boss hates anything electronic on the desk, which is why I can't keep track of my editing because I can't use my laptop.
Which is so absurd.
He doesn't come into the fucking room, but he just randomly comes into the fucking room and have my laptop out. It never fails. So that's 2 or 3 days a week that I can't use my laptop, and it's hard for me to do these little thingies.
That is precious time that is wasted.
Yeah. So I just keep this book and just write down all the stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna give a shout out to my bosses on that note, because I don't do it all the time, but probably I'd say 70% of the time I do have my laptop with me at work while I'm working. So multitasking, getting things together for our discussions and watch alongs and whatnot as I'm doing my job, and as long as I keep getting everything in, my bosses are cool enough to where they don't worry about it too much.
My boss doesn't care. He knows I'm gonna have my laptop out. As a matter of fact, he'd be like, "Pull out your laptop. Pull up this thing. Pull up this thing." That's my boss. I work with him for my entire time, 10 plus years. The other boss is the one who likes to micromanage. So he thinks that when we're at our desk, we have to work. But I work at a help desk, a technical help desk. So when nobody is calling or sending in tickets, we're staring at each other. Yeah.
So like she's literally had moments to where, like, when you see the movies and people are bored in their office and they just spin around their chairs. I have had those moments where I do that. It's not all the time, but there are some times where we are bored to tears. And Meeks has that same thing. Like, I work for the county, she works for the state.
So usually
still same entities.
If I really am like, I have stuff to do and I'm not doing anything, and there's 4 of us in the office and we're looking at each other, I'm like, I'm leaving. I'm leaving early. I have stuff to do.
Yep.
I'm going home. So that's what happens when you have time. You work there long enough, you get 8 hours every 2 weeks. Like I can take off a whole day every 2 weeks. Bye.
And yeah, he's not doing full reviews himself anymore, but as you've seen in past shows, I will often have him on if we can get the schedule and work out to talk about like season wrap-ups and whatnot.
Shorter videos.
Yeah, he is doing
channel.
Shorts. Yes. CJD, that's how you know me and Meeks be watching. Okay.
Yeah, I get the notifications for it.
Yep. And he always has interesting things to say in his breakdowns. So for sure, check that out. I don't know when we'll be able to have him back on the channel. I will put the bug in your ear because I was just reminded that my birthday streams actually are usually very fun, and I didn't do one last year. Or did I do one the year before? I think I did, but
I know
last year I definitely skipped. Yeah. There was a lot, AK was going through in real life last year, but I think I do want to do one today. This year.
Heard you.
So yeah, I will definitely be tapping JD in for that. Pretty much everybody that you saw on our last B-Day.
When's your B-Day, Jackie?
Will likely be there.
I love birthdays.
And we'll see if we can have Meeks come over for that too. Well, yeah, when is your B-Day? I'll be forgetting. And you don't even need to thank us, bro. You know we got you.
I told you I'd be nosy. I can't do anything, so I just be on my phone. I'll be on my phone on YouTube.
For what I will say is like, and JD will understand this reference, like how Tone be stealth watching stuff. That Meeks does the same thing. Absolutely. Again, I don't know when either one of them have actual time to be watching the vids and the streams that they do, but yeah, they be out there.
It's like the supreme operation of ADHD. Anytime I'm editing, I have something on my TV. If I'm at home, I have something on my TV and have something on my laptop while I'm editing. So,
look, my old boss, he came into my office one time. I think a couple years ago before he moved on to another thing. And I had obviously my work laptop because I'm working on contracts. And to the left, I had some music playing on my laptop. And then there was an audiobook that was on my laptop. And then on my tablet that I also had there, I had like a thunderstorm playing in the background because I love thunderstorms. They help relax me and keep me focused. And he walked in and he was like, okay, I see you're doing your work. You got like a whole story going on there. And you have noise coming from the tablet. I said,
and I'm on my phone.
How do you focus, sir? I can't focus without all of those things. What do you mean?
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. And let me just say, yeah, I also usually have something playing on my phone too. My brain needs like 50 different things for me to stay on track with stuff. Sometimes
because if I don't, then I'll just be like, no. So what I usually do,
it's random and weird. I don't know if there's a label for that.
I play my little game here with my little house and my village here, you know what I'm saying? Get all the stuff together and I just play that shit. I'm like, okay, 5-10 minutes. All right, then. I'm finished. Next thing.
Right, yeah. And I know that for a fact also. Yeah, JD is always listening to a book while he's on the job too. For sure.
Listen, the best. Absolutely.
Happy pre-birthdays to all the Libras. Yes, indeed. Happy pre-birthday for anyone that is listening. And yeah, if I don't do a birthday stream, I know for sure I definitely will at least do a New Year's Eve stream where we will count down and hopefully leave the realms of Jumanji when the clock strikes midnight.
I don't believe that because that's whoever wins determines where we go in Jumanji.
Fair enough.
Oh, that's in the middle of the week. Oh, girl, I'm gonna be at work.
What's in the middle of the week? New Year's
Eve and Christmas.
Ew, that sucks.
Christmas and New Year's is on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, I know I'm gonna be off. I'm going to be off that week. Okay, I always take like my birthday into past like New Year's Day. I usually take that as my main vacation time. So yeah, right. We are stuck in Jumanji. We've been trying to get out of Jumanji since 2020, and it just don't want to let us go.
2016.
Yeah.
2016.
But yeah, again, go check us out tomorrow. We're talking about Penguin episode 3. Me Phantom DJ gonna be on DJ Wun Wun's channel. His links are already below. You can check that out. Then Wednesday we will be back here with Meeks. Sphinx unfortunately was hit with that hurricane that was blowing strong over last weekend, and she still does not have full power and internet restored yet, unfortunately. So
unfortunately another hurricane is coming depending on what area she's in.
Oof.
Another category 4 is getting ready to sweep across like the Florida area for sure. We don't know how far up it's going to go, but
the random things that have been going on with the weather and other things in our economy. I know JD's probably the only one that's going to feel me on the conspiracy tip here, but it does all speak of the reset that I've heard tell about. Again, speculation. Not saying it's anything. But yeah, it's some stuff.
Reset
that might be going on.
I can't. But yeah, so
glad you're landlocked. We not safe on land though.
Nope,
we're not safe on land. Mother Nature don't care about where we are.
They was like 2 tears in a bucket. Break these levees. Be blessed.
And yeah, Florida's getting hit.
All of Florida's getting hit. Yeah, I know it's bad. People are shuddering and.
Okay. Well, if you don't know, hit me up later. I'll let you know.
But yeah, all right.
Indeed. Yeah. So come back. Yes, come back, and yeah, Meeks has got to go edit. I may or may not do a watch along. I don't know. We'll see. If not, I will definitely get it done before we do our next Agatha stream. Maybe on the weekend. We'll see.
Y'all be safe, especially.
Thank y'all for coming through. Yes, please definitely be safe. Yes, especially Chantel out there in Florida.
Anybody in that Florida area.
We'll hope to see you on Wednesday for Interview with the Vampire, episode 5 and 6, season 2. With I've taken to calling that whole show Lestat and the Shenanigans.
Season 1 for us.
Season 1. I was like, sorry. Yes, season 1 for Interview with the Vampire. All right, yes, thank you, Jackie, getting the links out there. Holding it down. Appreciate all y'all being in there. Yeah,
episode 5.
No, you just did episode 5. Yeah, because you're caught up with where we are in the streams now. Yes,
I'm like episode 6.
Yeah. Go watch those reactions from Meeks.
It's up today as well.
Chantal, Adamantium, JD, KC, Lady V, Jackie. There's somebody I'm missing. Amy L, Mother Roan was in here. Helena, Haymaker, the homie Jackie C. I appreciate all y'all coming through and hanging with me, and thank you again for getting the numbers up on them subs, y'all. Please, we only need 52 more people to get to 1,000, and we can get the monetizationals on here, and then we can start the donations in full force to get it popping, and get me an extra laptop and all that. So thank you very much. Appreciate y'all, and we will catch y'all on Wednesday. Peace out.
Bye.